The Huntingdon Bearcats are on the prowl. It's time for Bearcat football on the Air Network. Tonight's game is brought to you by the Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223. Brenneman's Meat Markets, Huntingdon and Mount Union. Penn Highlands Community College, Huntingdon Campus. D.C. Goodman and Sons and the Goodman family. The Huntingdon County Drop-In Center. And the Ike Taylor Show, here on the airnetwork.net. And now, for all the live action of tonight's game, let's go out to the field with all the action. Here's Chad States and Jim Zauzig. It's Huntingdon Bearcat football on the Air Network.
And good evening, and welcome to Penns Valley High School, where the Huntingdon Bearcats 1-3 on the year will take on the Penns Valley Rams, who are also 1-3 on the year. You're listening to Chad States, the stat man. I'm here with former head coach, or at least what looks like former head coach. He's not here right now, but he will be. Jim Zauzig. Jim is actually down giving the pregame speech to the team tonight, so he will be joining me here in a few moments. But prior to that, we'll go ahead and get things started as the Penns Valley Band steps onto the field. Again, as I had said, Huntingdon enters tonight's game 1-3. Their lone win coming against the Mount Union Trojans, 29-15, and 3 consecutive losses. One against Bellefonte, 21-20 at home, then at Tyrone with an overtime loss, 48-42, and then losing last week in what was a much closer game than the score is going to indicate, a 35-21 loss to Clearfield. Penns Valley is going to enter the game with a similar 1-3 record, opening loss to Marian Catholic, then a tough 21-7 loss to the same Clearfield team that Huntington faced last week. They defeated Baltimore area 41-18 for their lone victory, and then a loss to Powerhouse Central 41-8 last week at Central. So 1-3 ball clubs coming into tonight's game. Huntington being led in the passing category by Andrew Hootie, 267 yards. Rushing is where they're really getting it done with Ian Border at 485 yards so far in the year and Andrew Hootie at 214. When it comes down to scoring, Border has 9 touchdowns on the year. When we look over at Penns Valley, Andrew Tobias coming in throwing for 679 yards. So Penns Valley does like to throw. They have liked to throw in the past. 679 yards for Tobias. Receiving, Jared Hurd leads the team with 232 yards. Dakota Bubb with 170. And Nick Kubalak with 79 yards. Leaving on the ground for Penns Valley will be Dakota Bubb with 292 yards, along with Colton Wenrick at 60. So, again, this is a very important ball game for both clubs as they look to get into try to look to get into postseason action, and the second win of the year has to come tonight for both of them if they want to entertain any thoughts of that happening. Huntington will be, again, led by Ian Border in that strong wing T rushing attack. Penns Valley led by their quarterback, Andrew Tobias. One thing I think Huntington has to look at tonight is can they get to the outside? They have been trying to run up the gut for many, many weeks now, which has been the right concept. But tonight, can they get outside? Can Border break free for the big one? Can Glennie or Hootie break free for that big outside yardage that has been eluding them the entire time? Again, it is an absolutely gorgeous evening here at Penns Valley as the Penns Valley band steps out into the field. And we will be back in 2 minutes as you are listening to Chad States and Jim Zauzig on the airnetwork.net and Bearcat football.
Brenneman's Meat Markets are celebrating nearly 70 years in providing Huntingdon County with quality USDA-approved processed pork, chicken, and beef products. Brenneman's has 2 locations in the county where the tradition of the finest meats are found in the region. Stop by Brenneman's Huntingdon weekdays from 8 to 6, Saturdays 8 to 3. Mount Union, open 9 to 5 weekdays and 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Choose specials of $10 to $50 meat packs containing your favorite meats. Or stop by and ask about our select custom cuts, prepared and packaged while you wait. Brenneman's Meat Markets in Huntingdon and Mount Union. Call our office at 814-643-2751 for specials and more information.
The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223 is the heart of the community. Becoming a member of the Huntingdon Moose enables you to join family and friends who have served the community for over 100 years. Coming up Saturday, October 2nd, the Moose presents entertainment with rock candy from 8 to 11 p.m. Then on Saturday, October 15th, it's Dee Dee and the Pub Crawlers. There's always something happening at the Huntingdon Moose. The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223, serving the community with the best value in town.
D.C. Goodman & Sons and the Goodman family are committed and dedicated to excellence by supporting quality education and athletics for all youth of Huntingdon County. For over 3 generations, D.C. Goodman & Sons and their staff of quality tradesmen have provided excellent service in the installation of plumbing, mechanical and industrial piping, electrical, and fire sprinkler systems. Residential services are also available. D.C. Goodman & Sons and the Goodman family will continue to serve the community, and thank you for your support. The Goodman family wishes you the best to all area students in your pursuit of excellence.
Pennsylvania Highlands Community College provides you the option to earn an associate degree, diploma, or certificate at an affordable cost. The Penn Highlands Huntingdon Center, located on Margie Drive in Huntingdon, offers degree programs in business management, criminal justice, liberal arts and sciences, and psychology. Are you ready to take the next step on your career path? Contact Penn Highlands Huntingdon at 814-643-6200 or visit Penn Highlands Community College online at pennhighlands.edu.
Everybody, let's go, let's go. Ho, ho. Welcome, everyone, to West High School Spring Fling. Hey, where we at?
All right, I've gone through all the tracks. Just move through the beats. Do your thing.
All right, everyone, let's hear it for West High's own Brooke Turner, a.k.a. DJ Hook.
Scratching at my first school dance takes confidence. So we're getting into college. I've got what it takes. Okay, I went through the practice sessions. I slept good. I feel good.
We will now begin the test. Please take out your pencils.
I got this.
We're all good at something. Maybe it's breakdancing or skateboarding or video games. Whatever you're good at, you had the skills to make it happen. And those same skills will help us get to college. Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing right now to prepare for college. Start taking the steps at knowhowtogo.org.
I've got what it takes. So do you.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
And now, back to Huntingdon Bearcat football on the airnetwork.net.
And welcome back to Penns Valley. In tonight's matchup, 1-3 Huntingdon Bearcats versus the 1-3 Penns Valley Rams. The series is 6-1 in favor of Huntingdon. Huntingdon winning last year 42-21 behind the strong rushing effort of John Wagner, who has since graduated, and also with Ian Border. Ian Border contributing 150 yards and 1 touchdown in last year's victory. Again, as we had alluded to at the earlier part of the broadcast, Penns Valley will look to throw the ball this evening, and I think it's the right thing to do when you start to break Huntingdon down. Huntingdon having a little bit of trouble on pass defense on the year. Now, granted, they have faced some stiff competition with that as well. Clearfield came into the ball game throwing for over 700 yards. Tyrone also with some speedy wideouts, and they like to throw the ball as well, along with the strong Mount Union team who is rebounding nice after an opening weekend loss to Huntingdon. So Penns Valley will look to try to see if they can continue their strength, which is throwing the football against Huntingdon. Again, Huntingdon running the wing T offense. Their strength is obviously running the football, but also they can drop back and pass. We saw some good pass protection last week out of the Huntingdon offensive line, giving Andrew Hootie plenty of time to try to throw the ball, including a couple long passes, one to Jonathan Price for 65 yards, as Huntingdon played Clearfield extremely tough for about 3.5 quarters. But again, Huntingdon awfully young this year. Really one of those teams that when you look on paper, you can kind of see them growing as the season goes along. Last week was probably their best performance. Clearfield being no slouch as they had beat Central the week before 30-28. So, tonight's ball game again is a huge ball game for both programs, as they both look to get that second win and try to prod on to the postseason. As we are getting ready for kickoff, we are about 10 minutes away. We're out here listening to the Penns Valley Ram band, who did a wonderful job of the national anthem here just a little bit ago. A wonderful evening, an absolutely outstanding evening for football. If you're not out at a local game and you're listening to us, why don't you go outside, take your phone or your computer outside and listen to us, because it is going to be a spectacular evening no matter what you do. Again, we're going to see what Coach Hootie has in store for the Penns Valley Rams tonight. One of the things that I know he wants to try to do is explore the outside. You know, Penns Valley coming in being a very strong interior ball club, not very big, but very strong up the middle. Good linebacker play. Can Huntingdon break it to the outside? Can they do something to be able to break off some long runs and put this game away early? 2 years ago when we were down here, we watched what was probably one of the most epic football games I have ever seen in my lifetime, as Penns Valley's quarterback, Ben Alexander, ran for almost 400 yards and 5 scores in what ended up being a Huntingdon overtime victory. But Penns Valley just absolutely ran all over the field up the middle against Huntingdon. I don't expect to see that tonight. Huntington's defensive line and linebackers have played very well, specifically last week. We saw 4 or 5 tackles for loss last week, and in the Tyrone game, there was about 6 or 7 tackles for loss, as the defensive line and the linebackers have really stepped up their play, including even last week with the secondary as well. Jonathan Price with 3 pass breakups in the same way with Ian Border. So we will see what gets out here this evening. Again, a spectacular evening here from Penns Valley. About 8 minutes to go until kickoff. You are listening to Chad States and Jim Zauzig on the airnetwork.net.
D.C. Goodman & Sons and the Goodman family are committed and dedicated to excellence by supporting quality education and athletics for all youth of Huntingdon County. For over 3 generations, D.C. Goodman & Sons and their staff of quality tradesmen have provided excellent service in the installation of plumbing, mechanical and industrial piping, electrical, and fire sprinkler systems. Residential services are also available. D.C. Goodman & Sons and the Goodman family will continue to serve the community, and thank you for your support. The Goodman family wishes you the best to all area students in your pursuit of excellence.
Pennsylvania Highlands Community College provides you the option to earn an associate degree, diploma, or certificate at an affordable cost. The Penn Highlands Huntingdon Center, located on Margie Drive in Huntingdon, offers degree programs in business management, criminal justice, liberal arts and sciences, and psychology. Are you ready to take the next step on your career path? Contact Penn Highlands Huntingdon at 814-643-6200 or visit Penn Highlands Community College online at pennhighlands.edu.
Brenneman's Meat Markets are celebrating nearly 70 years in providing Huntingdon County with quality USDA-approved processed pork, chicken, and beef products. Brenneman's has 2 locations in the county where the tradition of the finest meats are found in the region. Stop by Brenneman's Huntingdon weekdays from 8 to 6, Saturdays 8 to 3. Mount Union, open 9 to 5 weekdays and 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Choose specials of $10 to $50 meat packs containing your favorite meats. Or stop by and ask about our select custom cuts, prepared and packaged while you wait. Brenneman's Meat Markets in Huntingdon and Mount Union. Call our office at 814-643-2751 for specials and more information.
The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223 is the heart of the community. Becoming a member of the Huntingdon Moose enables you to join family and friends who have served the community for over 100 years. Coming up Saturday, October 2nd, the Moose presents entertainment with rock candy from 8 to 11 p.m. Then on Saturday, October 15th, it's Dee Dee and the Pub Crawlers. There's always something happening at the Huntingdon Moose. The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223, serving the community with the best value in town.
I've had trouble with Angel trying to finish high school. He's always struggled through even elementary. It would be frustrating because sometimes I would talk to him and he wouldn't even turn around and look at me. I would ask him, "So you're going to school today, right?" He would say, "Yeah." And then later during the day, I would get a phone call saying he wasn't in class. He dropped off for a whole month. There's a time that I just gave up. I just decided, you know what, I don't know what to do with you. I mean, I pretty much have done everything to try to get you back to school. You know, you feel that maybe you're not a good parent, or maybe you don't know how to fix the problem. I really didn't have many people to look to but myself. Now I think that it's gotten a lot better. Now I at least have hope that he'll finish high school. I can't give up. He's still my son, I can't give up.
Give your teen the boost they need to graduate. Call 1-877-4A-KID or join us at boostup.org for tips and advice. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Now back to more Bearcat football exclusively on the airnetwork.net.
And again, welcome back to Penns Valley. I'm finally joined by former head football coach Jim Zauzig, who was just giving a rousing Newt Rodney-like speech to the Bearcats down there in the locker room. Jim, can you give us a little bit of a heads up as to what you said and how how well it was received?
I think it was pretty well because I fired myself up.
That's good.
I just talked about the fact that this is a 1-3 team that's so close to being 3-1, and I just said, for all the hard work right now, somebody's got to pay. And I said, "Is that right?" And, yeah. Somebody's got to pay. Is that right? Yeah. I had to repeat that a couple times to get them going.
That's good.
Somebody's got to pay, and I point to the other side of the locker room, to the other locker room. So it should be an interesting game. We've got two 1-3 teams here. Penns Valley obviously much improved from the last couple of years.
Yeah, and from a coaching perspective, what do you see to the keys to the game for the Bearcats here to be able to pull out of the victory?
Well, in talking to the coaching staff down through the years, I might have mentioned this a couple of times on the air, folks, that when you scout a team, you want to know, do you run at them or do you run away from them? And what I mean by run away from them, are they big and slow where you can get out on the perimeter? Or are they small and quick where you run right at them? Okay? And Huntingdon feels that they're big up front. They try to run, between the tackles. It might be tough. So they'll be testing the perimeter right away to start out with and build the game plan around spreading that defense out a little bit. Make them run sideline to sideline.
And that's one of the things I had talked about earlier, too, is Huntingdon able to get the big play? Border has broken one so far this year for 65 yards. Didn't end up scoring on that, but you wait to see if Huntingdon can get that big breakaway play or string together a couple big breakaway plays during a game to be able to put somebody away early. And as you said, tonight needs to be that night. But again, for both teams, Penns Valley coming in at 1-3, Huntingdon coming in at 1-3. If either one of them want to see the postseason, they have to win tonight. You can't take a fourth loss this evening and expect to play deep into the playoffs this year.
Yeah, but my speech was all about not only focus on this game, but focus on the kickoff. I'm curious what's going to happen. We will receive the opening kick here, and I said the return team. Here's where you focus right now. You miss your block, they're in blue jerseys. Find another blue jersey.
Huntingdon captains walking on the field. Number 77, Brady Shope. Number 44, Ian Border. Number 21, senior Noah Glenny. And number 56, senior Zeb Fowler. So as Jim said, this is kind of ceremonial out here on the field. It's already predetermined before the game. Huntingdon will receive the opening kickoff.
Yeah, what they do, they do the flip at 6:30. A lot of times they'll ask the coaches, do you want the flip at 6:30 or 5 till 7? They'd rather at 6:30 because they'll go back in the locker room and they can now talk about, in Huntington's case, which way do we want to return? Right, left, up the middle? And they can sort of know ahead of time what they're going to do. Same with the kickoff.
Yep. So we are about 30 seconds away here from starting. Both teams kind of fall back onto their sidelines, and we are about ready to get started here at Penns Valley. Again, Huntingdon Bearcats 1-3, Penns Valley Rams 1-3. So pretty.
Yeah, this. I said to him, I didn't mention about it's a long season. It's a long season. That last year that Huntingdon got beat by Tyrone by 2 or 3 touchdowns.
That's right.
During the season, and then you played them in the playoffs. I even walked away from that game. I said, if we play Tyrone again, I'll bet you it's a lot tighter game. And it went down to the final minute, didn't it?
Absolutely. It was 24-21. It was the final 30 seconds. And,
Right.
They had to kick a field goal to be able to win the ball game. And last week we saw, as I talked about in the pregame, Jim, Huntington played a solid 3 quarters of football. Can they put together 4 quarters of football and take care of the business that they need to take care of? So
I say when you score, you should be motivated, not ease up. Motivated, but you want to get the ball back because you know you can score against them.
we are getting set here for the kickoff.
We got Glennie and Price deep.
It's like number 65, Thomas Kaufman from Penns Valley will do the kickoff. Will handle the kickoff duties for the Rams this evening.
I do have to say this while we're waiting for the kicker. I think the last time I was up there 6 years ago, there was a wind that was just downright crazy.
It blew a kickoff through the back of the end zone.
Yeah.
Never seen that before in my life.
Well, here's the kickoff. It's low. It's going to be fielded by Border up at the 22. He gets through the first wave of tackler and gets out to the 40. Good field position for Huntington. Adjust my microphone, Greg. All right, does that sound any better? So Border was one of the upbacks. Fielded that. Don't let it go any deeper than it has to.
18-yard return for Border on a kickoff out to the 40-yard line.
Ball's on the right hash for Huntington at their own 40-yard line. And like I said, right hash, we got double slot. Price goes in motion to the short side. We're going to hand it off to him. He turns it upfield at the 40, gets to the 42. So we run the jet sweep to the short side of the field for 2 yards.
We'll see where they spot it because it might only be one. Give him one on that carry, if that. Yep, 1 yard for Price on the carry. Always wait.
The official's already screwed up. I said 2 yards.
You said 2, but you always wait for the spot.
I know.
That's my job. I got to wait for that spot.
Well, they're on the far sideline,
right.
folks. So it's 2nd down and 9. Ball still on the right hash at the 41-yard line. We got a slot here to the wide side of the field. Fakes it out to Price. Catches on the hook. He gets to the – no, he can't get to the sideline. Brought down by number 86, Jared Hurd. But he had him by the shirt tail. Again, you get the ball out to your speed guys. And if he could have broke that tackle, now you got 10 or 20 yards. But they had him by the shirt tail. Hung on long enough that the pursuit came over and helped out. 3rd down, 7. For Huntington, we just started here at Penns Valley High School. Penns Valley comes out with a 4-4 look. We're going to hand it off to Weglars up the middle. Almost gets to the 48-yard line. He's going to be 2 yards short. That'll be 4th and 2. Drew is a 11th grader. Running back, one of the wings. And Huntington, both teams make the switch. Huntington 4th down and 2. They want to keep that field position. Hootie getting ready to punt from his own 36-yard line. Good snap. There's a punt. It's low, but he drove it down the right sideline. It did go out of bounds inside the 20 at the 16-yard line. So you don't get the first down. Let's at least
36-yard punt. Yep, it's a 36-yard punt for Hootie. It's good to see him back doing punting duties. Last week he got banged up against Clearfield and was unable to handle those pretty much from midway through the first quarter on. So it's good to see him back being able to do that for Huntington this evening.
Next week, we had Juniata High next week.
At Juniata High next week.
Something new. Ball's on the left hash for Penns Valley at their own 16-yard line. Penns Valley played Clearfield very tough here a couple weeks ago. Again, a read offense up the middle, nothing. He does make it to the 20-yard line. It gets about 2 or 3 on the play.
Colton Wenrick on the carry.
2nd down and 7. That has to be an eye-opener for Huntington to realize that Clearfield only scored 3 touchdowns against this team.
Yep.
That says a lot about Penns Valley's defense.
Well, you can look at their offensive line. It's a pretty big offensive line out there right now, too. And Clearfield had trouble with Huntington's line as well.
2nd down. Handed off up the middle. He tries to break outside. our linebackers get to him at the 25. He's going to be 2 yards short of the first down, and it's 3rd down and 2. Yeah, there was a crazy wind here about 6 years ago.
Oh.
I actually called timeout with 10 seconds left just to make Penns Valley punt into that wind. And it turned out to be, it went up in the air and it came back toward the punter.
Yeah, I've never seen a wind like that.
Minus
ever.
7-yard punt.
Yep. Never, ever,
and
ever.
We were able to score off of that.
Wenrick, 2 carries, 7 yards so far as he's been carrying the offensive load here for Penns Valley in the early going.
3rd and 2. They come in motion to the wide side. Hands it off again up the middle. Huntington has him stopped near the first down marker. I think he might have a foot over that first down marker. And he got the first down. So in 3 plays, Penns Valley got 10.5 yards and a first down at their own 28-yard line.
Again, behind that big offensive line, Colton Wenrick, first down for Penns Valley. 8:16 to go, first quarter, 0-0 your score.
Snap back, he's looking to throw. He's got 5 receivers out. He lobs it up in the air, intercepted. It brought rain, intercepted by.
No, it's going to be incomplete. It's going to be incomplete. I'm not so sure that if it's not that, it's not. That's very close to offensive pass interference, as the receiver Nick Kubalak had his hands on his shoulder pads, kind of pulling Bryce back a little bit, and that's something you can't do. So it ended up being an incomplete pass.
They knocked it out of his hand, incomplete pass. It was 5 receivers went out. 2nd and 10. We are 4 minutes into the first period. No score. Huntington at Penns Valley. Penns Valley goes in motion to the left. They run a dive up the middle and stopped right away by
Brian Speck. Brian Speck just great play by Brian Speck, turning that back in and then making a tackle on Wenrick. Wenrick's going to lose yardage all the way back to the 25. About a 3-yard loss for Wenrick on that. Bring up another 3rd down.
Owen Kaufman,
who played a great game last week, too. He ended up totaling 9 tackles in what ended up being his first start. So, great job by Kaufman last week.
Now gives you a forefront look with Fisher up in the line of scrimmage. They're looking to throw. It's going to be a screen. Overthrows a screen man on 3rd and 12.
Had it set up nice, too, Jim. He had 2 blockers right in front of him. Actually, I couldn't even see him behind the 2 blockers that were there. So, they had it set up nice, but the pass by Tobias goes incomplete. It'll be 4th and 12.
12 from their own 26-yard line.
Yep.
One deep for Huntington is Jonathan Price, 11th grader, 5'7", 145.
Gone are the days we used to drop back 2 players. Now, Huntington traditionally dropping back 1.
I can't understand that now. Leglars does go back 10 yards in front of him. Nice punt. Price is going to field it at his own 38 to 40. Now gets to the sideline, 45-50, and knocked out of bounds. He does cross over into Penns Valley territory.
A 15-yard return there for Price.
So Huntington has field position. It all started on that kickoff return out to the 40. And even though Huntington did not get a first down in that first series, we punted down, kept Penns Valley deep. They punt back, and we're back at the midfield mark. So field position's in our favor. Just got to put something together now.
To start the game, that's exactly right.
7:08 left in the first period. The ball's on the left hash. Huntington with a tight end flanker to the short side and a slot to the right side. Handed off the border outside. And he's off to the race. He got the 30. 25, 20. He's going in for the touchdown. Ian Border, 47 yards. Again, Coach Hootie wanted to test the perimeter, and he went off tackle, and as soon as the guards turned up, Border turned it up too. We got a block in the first 5 yards, got through the linebacker left, and Ian was off to the races to the goal line, and Huntington gets the first score of the game with just under 7 minutes left in the first period. Timmy Leitner in to get that 7th point. Snap is good. Timmy line drives it, but it's good. He didn't quite get it up.
And still remains perfect on the year with extra points.
What are you, about 11 for 11? 12 for 12?
It's 12 for 12 right
12
now.
For 12.
Yep. 6:57 to go, first quarter. Huntington out to a 7-0 lead. Thanks to Huntington Moose Family Center, number 223. Brenneman's Meat Markets, Penn Highlands Community College, Huntington Campus, DC Goodman & Sons, and the Goodman family, the Huntington County Drop-In Center, and the Ike Taylor Show for presenting Bearcat football this season on the airnetwork.net. So, Jim, it's what we had talked about at the beginning of the show was, can you get to the outside against Penns Valley? And if you're able to, are you able to break it for the big play? Well, first touch for Ian Border tonight is he didn't handle the ball in the first series, but his first touch is 47 yards the other way for a touchdown.
Yeah, and you want to make those big guys up front run sideline to sideline, and you hope you get into the fourth quarter that the size of Penns Valley they start wearing down, and then maybe you can start testing the waters between the tackles. Border is going to be kicking off for Huntington.
Yeah, he did a good job last week. I talked to special teams coach Steve Gibney last weekend, and he said the one thing about Border kicking off is he does have a better leg than Timmy does as far as strength of being able to power it downfield. What he doesn't have is the ability to be able to place the ball. So what you see is what you get out of Border whenever he kicks it. And that can matter. My guess is they can interchange those depending on the situations. But he did a nice job last week, and we see him out here picking up.
He powers the ball down the field. Oh, there he popped it up.
And he just popped it up.
Down at the 20.
Nothing like being proved a liar.
To 25 to 30. And Huntington gets him at the 30, 40-yard line. He fought those last 4 yards. So Penns Valley gets it out to the 40-yard line where it's first down. And this is what I was talking to the players about before the game. When you score, you should be motivated that you know you can score again, but you just can't sit here and back and forth, scoring back and forth. Get a stop. First down, Penns Valley. Ball's on the right hash at their own 40-yard line. Tight end to the short side of the field with a flanker. Snap back, hands it off up the middle again, and we got him at the 41 on that tackle. Somebody had him by the one of the lines.
Dylan Newingham, but actually it's going to be Brian Speck getting up too.
Newingham's there.
No gain on that play for Wenrick.
Spider crawling up my leg. I got to move that cable. Good play there.
Quick score from Southern Huntington. Southern Huntington up on Juniata Valley, 6-0 with 4 left in the first quarter. Juniata Valley with 1 loss on the year. That a 7-6 loss to Mount Union earlier on.
Ball's on the right hash for second down and 9. They're looking to go to the wide side. No, they hand it off up the middle again. Specs on it, but he brings them down at the 46, 47-yard line. Good run by number 22, Renrick. Colton is a senior, 5'8" senior, but we met him at the 42, but he drug his man out to the 47. Good run by Renrick. He checks out of the game right now, and Bub checks in the game. Another good runner for Penns Valley. Third down and a long 2. Well, 3. Third and 3 for Penns Valley at their own 47-yard line. Huntington's up 7-0 first period. Hand it off up again. He crosses the 50. Is Bub to the short side of the field, off tackle. And he got 7 or 8 yards on it. And they're good for the first down. Crosses into Huntington territory. Right now, they're running the read. And right now, they're just going to keep handing it off up the middle until they get that collapse by the perimeter guys of Huntington.
And if it isn't broke, don't fix it again. A big, solid offensive line for Penns Valley. So why wouldn't you run behind it with these guys? Bub checking in 5'8".
There's 3-4. And now our linebacker sneaks up the line of scrimmage. Fake. He's going to look to throw. A long fade down the sideline. And good coverage by Jarris Warner.
Real good coverage. He was step for step for him all the way down the far sideline. Turned back to take a look to see where that ball was. Obviously overthrown by about 2 or 3 yards as he was looking for his wide Wide receiver number 86, Jared Hurd. Hurd, the leading receiver for Penns Valley so far this year, checking in with 232 yards.
Andrew Tobias is that quarterback. He didn't show much of an arm. I was watching pregame, and even the pass that he threw here, the screen pass, wasn't even close. But that pass there, he got one off. It was a good throw, but overthrown. Looking to throw again. They hook up at the 46. Huntington's all over at the 45. Good pitch and catch, but only good for 2 yards. And now it's 3rd down and 8 for the Rams at the Huntington 45-yard line. 4:44 left in the first period. Huntington 7-0 on a
47-yard
run by Ian Border. Okay, 3rd down and 8 for Penns Valley at the Huntington 45. Shotgun snap. Tobias looking. He rolls to the short side of the field, and he's going to keep it. He's set at the 41. He's going to be 4 yards short of the first down.
A 4-yard pickup for Tobias. Not enough. It'll bring up 4th down. And are they going to punt? They are going to punt. Looks like the special teams unit's coming in.
Well, smart play. 4th and 4.
It is.
But I can hear the Huntington coaches hollering about make sure he punts it.
Well, when your quarterback's the punter in both situations for Huntington
don't have
and Penns
anybody
Valley.
deep, but now Price does go back deep. Huntington showing 10 up at the line of scrimmage, or 9 up there. Snap back. No. He catches it at the 10, 15. Doesn't quite get to the 20. The border almost got it, but he, as he ran by the punter went down trying to get some attention. There is a flag, but it's not back there where you think there's roughing the punter.
See what this is.
That's not roughing the punter.
No, it's a.
No, but Marty wants roughing the punter down there.
No.
Valley, but it's illegal procedure. You do have the ball. Would you risk it? No. Huntington has the ball at their own 17-yard line.
We'll see whether they're going to assess this penalty or did they decline it. They declined the penalty. They declined the penalty, so they took the ball at the 17.
You know where the ball is now.
Yep.
If you re-punt it,
you
never know what happens.
That's a 6-yard return for Price. 3:21 to go. First quarter action. 7-0 Huntington over Penns Valley.
Huntington has the ball on their own 17-yard line, right hash, with trips to the short side. Now we go in motion. Hand off the zip to the wide side. Weglar's got some room to run to the 25-30 and out of bounds. And again, it's just running the zip or the jet. And, when I had the system, the zip was to the Z back. The jet was to the halfback.
16-yard pickup for Weglar's on that, and a first down for Huntington.
That's when they come in fast motion. They're sprinting across the field in behind the quarterback. And you can pull a guard on that on the play side, but that 3 technique will never get to the runner. Ball's on the left hash. Now we're a little bubble screen out to the right. Price has it. Gets to the 35 to the not quite the 40-yard line. Again, testing the perimeter of Penns Valley defense. Got about 5 on the play. Ball now will rest on the right hash. 3:04 left in the first period. 7-0 Bearcats. Second down and 5. Bearcats come out of the huddle. Ball's on the 39, of their own 39. Ball's, like I said, on the right hash, we got slot to the left side and a tight end wing to the right. Now the wing goes in high motion. And we got illegal procedure. Penalties like this have to. You can't blame it on the first game of the season anymore.
No, not at all.
These things have to be taken care of. So a 5-yard penalty moves it back to 2nd and 10. Huntington has it at their own 33-yard line. 3:02 left in the first period. Ball's on the right hash, 2nd and 10 for Huntington at their own 33. The Bearcats have a 7-0 lead. We got a wide slot here to the wide side of the field. Hootie's rolling left. He might have room to run. He still cocked it. He got rid of it. Nice pass and catch to Price at the 48-yard line. Good throw by Andrew. He's running to his left, so he's sort of he's running away from his throw hand. So he had to straighten out the shoulders to get a strike to Price, and it was right to Jonathan for a big gain there.
14 yards.
14 yards.
Yep, 14-yard pass play. First down for Huntington, or third of the evening.
And the ball's at their own 48-yard line. Huntington comes out with the tight end, trips to the short side of the field. Ball's on the left hash. We're going to hand it off the border to the short side. He gets up 45, bumps a couple people, gets to the 40, does have the first down at the Penns Valley 40-yard line. Ian Border, who is closing, who probably has over 60 yards.
59 yards. That's a 12-yard run for Ian there. Another first down for the Bearcats as they keep chugging along here.
Just a little thing, but you remember back at the punt, Huntington took the punt. They could have made Penns Valley punt over again, but you know where the ball is. You know you have possession. You make them punt again, you never know what could happen. Just take the ball, and right now, Huntington has some confidence going here with a double slot. It's a direct snap to Border. He shreds 2 tacklers and does get about 4 yards at it. That was a wildcat, and Ian went to the wide side of the field, off tackle.
Welcome to Bearcat and Ram alums who are tuned into tonight's game on the airnetwork.net. Thank you for listening to Bearcat football this evening. 7-0 your score, 2:24 to go. First quarter action.
2nd down and 7 for the Bearcats, now in Penns Valley territory at the 37-yard line. Ball's on the right hash. And now Price is going to go to the short side of the field. So we've got tight end trips to the short side. Now Price comes in motion back. They hand it off to him, and another whistle.
Is he illegal motion again?
Yeah.
It's got to be.
Motion. I ain't sure if Price he was lined up on the wrong side. So they had to wait until he got on the right side. Only run to the zip back to the wide side. He might not have got set for a second before going in motion. Andrew's got to slow that count down. We're just under 2 minutes left in the first period. 7-0 Huntington. They have the ball at Penns Valley 42-yard line. Ball's in the middle of the field. Ian Border to the right of Andrew Hootie. Huntington sends 5 receivers out. Hootie scrambles, and now he has room to run. To the 35-30. Good block downfield by Sellers. He gets to the 10 and knocked out of bounds. But Hootie scrambled out of there and had the wide side of the field here on the left side down the sideline. And actually, as he's running, he's pointing to Sellers. Get that guy. And Matt Sellers did a good job of blocking and get Andrew down inside the 10-yard line to the 8. And it's first and goal for Huntington at the Penns Valley.
And one of the keys to a good, solid running game is wide receivers that are willing to block.
Yeah. Usually wide receivers aren't that willing to do that.
No, they are not.
Throw me the ball. Other than that,
you had a pair back in '98 that just did probably one of the best ever.
Evans and Henrich.
Absolutely.
Oh, goodness. We go high motion, but we get it off the border, up the middle, stop at the line of scrimmage. And again, I guess every now and then you got to test the waters between the tackles to see if they are solid in there, and Penns Valley is. So it's 2nd down and goal at the 9-yard line. So Border had no running room up the middle there. We're at 1:20 left in the first quarter with a 7-0 lead. And Huntington's looking to try to tack onto that 7-0 lead. Ball's on the left hash. We're under center now. Knock left. Border bounces it outside 5. Almost broke a tackle at the 3-yard line. But he's brought down
And he had it set up. Price was down there blocking it to 2. All he had to do was run to the back of Jonathan at that point in time, but Ian choosing to run over the defender, and he gets tackled down at the 2-yard line to bring up 3rd and 2. 45 seconds left to go.
Made the tackle. Kept the border from going in. Now we're looking at 3rd and 2. At the 2. Ball's on the left hash. We are under center. With Finkel at fullback. Handed off to Border on the right side. On knock right. And he's in for the touchdown. So with 28 seconds left in the first period, Huntington scores a second touchdown. And we're an extra point away from making it 14.
Porter, 6 carries, 71 yards, and 2 touchdowns now on the evening.
Jimmy Leitner for the extra point. Good snap, and it's blocked. Number 17, Woodruff.
Well, all good
hard
things,
off to the left end.
All good things must come to an end sometime. So Timmy's 12 for 12 streak has been snapped, and Huntington now leads.
So that's a miss. Huh?
That's a miss.
Even though somebody
it doesn't matter. It's still a miss. That's right. It's still a miss. So 28 seconds left to go, first quarter here. Huntington with the lead, 13-0. Join us Mondays at 7 p.m. for another season of Monday Night Sports Talk. Monday on the airnetwork.net. Join yours truly, Chad States, along with Greg Banks, Dave Shannon, and Jimmy Ty, as we discuss the Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, Pitt, Penn State, and more from the world of sports, each week exclusively here on the airnetwork.net. So, Jim, Mike Hootie getting exactly what he wanted here out of the first quarter with a nice, sizable 13-0 lead. Running the ball effectively, being able to dink and dunk. That drive started at the 17-yard line, so you're looking at an 83-yard drive here to cap off, the first quarter.
Well, like I said, when I talked to the players beforehand, when Mike asked me to say something, I said, when you get the lead, it's like putting a nail in the coffin. Put another nail in. That ought to inspire you, not be a situation where you're going to let up because you have the lead. And this will be a test right now. Can they stop Penns Valley on this possession and put another drive together? Because right now, if you're Penns Valley, what are you saying? You're saying answer. The kickoff rolls down to the 5. It doesn't go in. He better pick it up at the 5-yard line, and we got him pinned. He was hoping the ball would go out of bounds, and it never did. It was sort of like one of your kids' bunts. Yeah, lay that bunt down the third baseline and it dies in the grass.
But unlike you want your third baseman to watch that sucker to see if it is going to go foul or maybe breathe a foul, you've got to pick up that ball because it's a live football in that situation.
So he wanted to, he was hoping that baby would go out of bounds, but the grass held it up. And now Penns Valley is deep in their own territory. Did get it out to the 14. Huntington's linebackers are Fisher on the inside with Newingham on the inside. And Border and Mikan on the outside. They keep trying to, they're testing the middle. He's dragging people.
It's like a rugby scrum out there.
Even though we hit him at the line of scrimmage. Was it?
It's Wenrick.
Renrick?
Yep, Wenrick.
Renrick was hit at the line of scrimmage, but he battled to get 5 yards. Clock is winding down. 2-1-0. The first quarter comes to an end with Huntington grabbing the early lead here at Penns Valley High School. Huntington 13 and Penns Valley 0.
You're listening to Jim Zauzig and Chad States and Bearcat Football on the airnetwork.net.
The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223 is the heart of the community. Becoming a member of the Huntingdon Moose enables you to join family and friends who have served the community for over 100 years. Coming up Saturday, October 2nd, the Moose presents entertainment with rock candy from 8 to 11 p.m. Then on Saturday, October 15th, it's Dee Dee and the Pub Crawlers. There's always something happening at the Huntingdon Moose. The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223, serving the community with the best value in town.
DC Goodman and Sons and the Goodman family are committed and dedicated to excellence by supporting quality education and athletics for all youth of Huntingdon County. For over 3 generations, DC Goodman and Sons and their staff of quality tradesmen have provided excellent service in the installation of plumbing, mechanical and industrial piping, electrical, and fire sprinkler systems. Residential services are also available. DC Goodman and Sons and the Goodman family will continue to serve the community, and thank you for your support. The Goodman family wishes you the best to all area students in your pursuit of excellence. And now, back to Huntingdon Bearcat football on the airnetwork.net.
All right, first down, Penns Valley. They roll left to the wide side of the field. And he throws the ball down here to number 17. He got it at the 30-yard line, gets out to the 35-yard line. First down. Nice throw by Tobias to number 17, Woodford, Marcus Woodford.
And he's the one the coaches had an eye on in their pregame.
Right.
15-yard pass play there for Penns Valley.
First down, ball's on the left hash, 35, 36-yard line. Handed off up the middle. They got a little push against Huntington, and Mike comes in from the outside linebacker spot to bring him down after a 9-yard gain. And 2 plays there. Penns Valley showing they can move the ball. Like I said, you give up 2 scores. You're trying to rally your troops to answer the call here. Meanwhile, Huntington's trying to put a nail in the coffin here and get the ball back and get another score. We just started the second period. It's 13-0. Bearcats, second down and 1. Mike is right on the line of scrimmage as an outside backer. He's coming down the line, trips up his man, but he got the first down out to the 48-yard line, 47-yard line.
A little surprised that we're seeing Colton Wenrick getting the bulk of the carries here. That's 9 carries for 33 yards for Wenrick.
Yeah, and I think what we just saw there with Mike going down flat, they're setting up the quarterback to read that Mike and quarterback will keep it and come left here. Okay, Huntington's 3-4. Now Mike gets up there, so it's a 4-3. A quick hitch to Woodford. Completed across the 50-yard line into Bearcat territory. And it is a first down for Penns Valley at the Huntington 43-yard line.
10-yard pass play there for Penns Valley. And another first down. So Penns Valley's starting to heat up here. Tobias, 3 of 6 for 27 yards and a pair of first downs passing tonight.
Here's the snap. Handed up, and they're getting a push on Huntington right now. He's down the left sideline to the 30. They just ran it right up the gut on the left side, and then he bounced it to the left sideline on the short side of the field and got the 30 inside the 30-yard line. And Penns Valley putting something together now.
It's a 14-yard pickup for Wenrick.
Wenrick.
Yep, 14-yard pickup and a nice run. Again, they're getting a great push for the offensive line. He's a speedy back. He hit that outside and kept on chugging. So Penns Valley plugging away with the running game here.
First and 10 for the Rams at Huntington's 29-yard line. Ball's on the left hash. They're going to go to the left side again. And they got 5, Border there, and Newingham making the tackle there with Alex Mikett, part of that stop, but 4 yards on the play. And the outside backers got to be ready for the quarterback keep. They keep running that read. Now they're getting positive yardage, handing the ball off.
And this is going to do wonders for the passing game. They're going to be able to set up the passing game right off of this run.
Yep. Now he throws a fade down the sideline. Knock it down. No. Nice catch by Woodford for the touchdown down the left side. He faked it up the middle, and now he had the one-on-one against Finkel, and he almost got a chance to knock it down, but the ball was well thrown.
It's what I was just alluding to. Run, and that was run play set up, that beautiful pass play. And again, the Huntington coaches had told you Woodford is the guy that they really have to watch here.
Right.
And, great 25-yard touchdown pass play there from Andrew Tobias.
Woodford, now Penns Valley, the man short of the extra point. They got him out there. They still have a dozen seconds left to get this extra point off. So Woodford not only caught the touchdown pass, he's going to kick the extra point. And looks good. It is good. So 10 minutes left in the first half. It's Huntington 13 and Penns Valley 7.
Listen to tonight's game again at 11 p.m. on the airnetwork.net. Also look for each Bearcat football game on our front page and under our podcast tab for on-demand listening anytime online on the airnetwork.net. 10 minutes to go, second quarter, 13-7 your score, still in favor of Huntington. Huntington able to give you a little first quarter stats there. Huntington able to roll up 145 yards, led by 71 yards on the ground by Ian Border and those 2 touchdowns. Andrew Hootie, 3 of 3 for 21 yards on the evening. All 3 passes being completed to Jonathan Price. Penns Valley only 33 yards in the first quarter, but obviously they bounced back nicely here in the second quarter with a nice drive there and close the gap to a 1-score game, Jim.
Yeah, Penns Valley getting ready to kick off. They've got they're kicking off from the left hash at the 40-yard line. They got 5 speedsters on the wide side of the field and 5 guys on the short side of the field. Usually you go 6 and 4, but the Rams are out there 5 and 5 on each side of the kicker. Here's a kick. Low line drive fielded at the 12-yard line by Lenny. He gets out to the 20, not quite to the 25. He hasn't gone down yet, and now we finally got a whistle. He falls across the 25-yard line. So Huntington has the ball with a 6-point lead here. We're at Penns Valley High School, 13-7, 9:48 left in the first half. And the Bearcats come out with their spread unit.
14-yard kickoff return there for Noah Glennie the hard way as he battled hard for those last couple yards. Kept waiting for the whistle to get blown, and it wasn't as he kept chugging away.
So he has it. Huntington has the ball at their own 25-yard line. We got tight end to the short side of the field here on the right with a flanker. Now the flanker goes in motion. We hand it off to him. He bounces it, trying to bounce it outside of the wide side of the field. And he got about 2 or 3 yards out to the 28.
Noah Glennie on a carry.
Again, it's still a read by Andrew. And when we say read, the quarterback is looking at the D end. If he's coming down the line of scrimmage flat, then the quarterback will pull the ball out of the pocket and keep it. That's what I'm waiting for Tobias to do at Penns Valley. He hasn't kept it yet, and we're into the second period. Hootie hasn't kept it either, but his scramble was a big one that led to touchdown. Ian Border lost his footing as we ran the belly to the right side. And when you're running the wing T, you got to take that handoff and make a cut. Get as vertical as soon as possible in the wing T because you got pulling guards. You may have a pulling H-back leading the way, and they're kicking out so you can get vertical right away. Ian slipped, though.
Another surprise score around the area. Southern leading Juniata Valley 20-0 in the second quarter.
Andrew Hootie looking to throw. He scrambles to the left. He slips and falls. That field must be a little on the slippery side because Huntington sent out 4 receivers. And it's going to be 4th down for the Bearcats as Andrew slipped and fell back at the 18-yard line.
A 10-yard loss, which will count as a sack in the stat sheet. And Huntington will have to punt this away to number 86, Jared Hurd, back deep for the Rams.
Hurd standing on the 50-yard line. So Penns Valley gaining some momentum here with their last score.
Get some good field position, too.
Field position. Now he shanked it to the
left. Poor punt, a very poor punt. Exactly what
Went
Huntington
out of
didn't
bounds
need to
about
do.
the third. Never even got beyond the first down stickers.
No, it did not.
And he is standing on the 26-yard line. That ball almost went directly left off his foot. And now the Bearcat defense will be tested.
It's an 8-yard punt, Jim.
8-yard punt's not going to get it done.
Not going to get it done.
First down for Penns Valley at the Huntington 25. And they're in position now to even this score up. Ball's on the right hash. Tight end, flanker to the right. Now the flanker comes in motion to the wide side of the field. Tobias takes a snap, hands it off up the middle. He crosses the 25. He just a tad short of the 20-yard line. And he got 5 yards on the play. And right now, Huntington's allowed Penns Valley to feel more and more confident.
Yep.
Here as this second quarter goes on.
Colton Wenrick, 12 carries, 56 yards now on the ground as he's providing the bulk of the offense for Penns Valley. Tobias, 3 of 6, 52 yards. 4 of 6, 52 yards, and that touchdown to Woodford at the 10-minute mark.
Woodford's in the slot here. Going to hand off to Wenrick up the middle. They're getting a push.
Oh, my.
And he's going in for the touchdown.
Easy.
He made a cut to the right. Got away from it, but it all starts up front. We are not winning the battle in the trenches, and this game is tied at 13-13.
And he had a huge hole there. Shifty hips, one little cut to the right, one back to the left, and he was gone.
Well, nobody's filling the gaps there in the first 7 yards. And he made one little cut to the right, and it was a foot race the last 13 yards. Woodford on the extra point. It's up. He's made it, and Penns Valley has gone ahead 14-13 with 7:04 left in the first half.
Thanks to Huntington Moose Family Center, number 223, Brenneman's Meat Markets, Penn Highlands Community College, Huntington campus, DC Goodman's and Sons and the Goodman family, the Huntington County Drop-In Center, and the Ike Taylor Show for presenting Bearcat football this season on the airnetwork.net. So just as Huntington dominated the first quarter, it's flipped here, so to speak, and the story has changed. And Penns Valley now out to a 14-13 lead here, 7:04 to go in the second quarter, Jim. And Huntington has to, this is a big possession for the Bearcats right now, don't you think?
This is a big possession. You're right. This is big. It's just looking at
all the momentum that you had, 13-0 lead, 145 yards of offense against 33 for Penns Valley, basically shutting them down in the entire first quarter, and then all of a sudden, 7:04 to go in the second, you lost that lead.
Well, Huntington in their 3-4 defense, I got a feeling they're going to start. They like to run Fisher up onto the line of scrimmage. Landon, he doesn't get down, but he is on the line of scrimmage, and it changes that defense to a 4-3. And Huntington's got to start plugging some holes there. And if that happens with their linebackers, a little play action is going to put pressure on our secondary people. Here's a kickoff. Low line drop and fall down, no whistle. Gets to 25-30, 35, 40, 45, and Price is brought down at the 46-yard line.
It's actually number 3, Jacob Wagner.
Oh, it is Jacob?
That's Jacob
Wagner.
It
is. Yep. Good eyes. But I don't see anybody arguing the fact that
he was down.
Well, he must be down and got up and then picked it up. But anyways, Jacob does bring it out to the 46. So Huntington's got field position.
26
More than enough time to put together some drive here and try to claim back this game.
26-yard kickoff return for Wagner.
We got off-balance line tied into the right and trips with it. We're going to run up the middle with Border. Border still running, crosses the 50 to the 47-yard line. Gain of 7 for Ian Border. I think he lost his shoe, so Ian goes out. And Finkel comes in for the Cats.
Again, as we said, this is a big drive for the Bearcats. Momentum has changed. You got to get that back, and you got to get that back right now. What are you made of? This is a good series to show. What are you made of?
Second down and long 3 for Huntington. We're in Penns Valley territory, but trailing by a point. Shotgun snap back. Hands it off to Finkel to the short side. He cuts it up, gets first down. Nice run by Andrew Finkel. Crosses the 40 down to the 37.
About a 10-yard run for Finkel there.
Good run, Andrew. You know he has a little Zauzig blood in him, you know.
Admitting that is dangerous.
Yeah.
Score for Major League Baseball, for those of you who are interested in the Pirate game. Washington leads. The Nationals lead the Pirates 3-0 in the second inning. Just thought I'd point that out with my Nationals hat that I'm wearing this evening too, Jim.
He knows I'm a Pirate fan. But I'm focused on the Bearcats. Fake, here's that quick pitch out, or pass out here to Werner. He broke a tackle at the 30, gets down to the 25, inside the 25 to the 22-yard line, and it's good for a first down for the Cats. So the Cats are trying to answer after allowing Penns Valley 2 scores. It was Warner on the wide side of the field, hitched up right away, took the pass. And what you do, you're out there one-on-one. You're hoping you break a tackle and then be able to use your speed.
16-yard pickup there for the Bearcats.
Price and Sellers slot to the wide side of the field on the left. Ball's on the right edge. Hootie, quarterback, knock. Got some room. Now he's to the outside. To the 10, 15. And he is in for the touchdown. Andrew Hootie, quarterback. I'm not even going to call it a draw play because he never showed pass. It's just a quarterback knock to the left side. And Andrew got through the knock hole and got to the outside. And now he needed help by those two guys on the outside, Sellers and Price out there. And Andrew Hootie goes in for the touchdown. And the Cats have a 5-point lead here at 19-14.
Well, it's what we talked about, Jim. What are you made of? And Huntington showed it in that series, coming back and putting up the touchdown. As Hootie scampers 22 yards through the middle of the Penns Valley defense and then broke that off to the left for the touchdown. They're going to go for 2.
19-14. It's a 5-point game, so that's usually a teller. They fake it to border up the middle, and Hootie's smothered, and the extra point is no good. Well, I think we talked about this driving over here. Is it too early to start looking at differential? There's still 5 minutes left in the second period. And if you're automatic on the extra point, but the rule of thumb is if you're down 5 points or up 5 points, that's usually when you go for 2. But usually that's in the second half when you start looking at that differential. So the extra point is stopped. And so Huntington has a 19-14 lead with 5:33 left in the second period.
Join us Mondays at 7 p.m. for another season of Monday Night Sports Talk, Monday on the airnetwork.net. Join myself along with Greg Banks, Dave Shannon, and Jimmy Ty as we discuss the Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, Pitt, Penn State, and more from the world of sports each week exclusively here on the airnetwork.net. 5:33 to go. Huntington leading 19-14 in this back-and-forth ball game. Huntington now to a 13-0 lead at the end of quarter number 1, and then Penns Valley coming back, storming back with 2 touchdowns of their own to take a 14-13 lead. And then moments ago, Andrew Hootie with a 22-yard scamper around the left side. We put Huntington back out in front, 19-14.
The big question if you're a Huntington fan is we got to tighten down the bolts on defense. Here's a kickoff. It's down into the 14-yard line on the right side. He's going up the right sideline. Huntington is right there at the 32-yard line, where it'll be first down for the Rams of Penns Valley coming into the game with a 1-3 record, with Huntington coming into the game also with a 1-3 record.
At halftime tonight, join Greg Banks, a.k.a. Steve Austin, for updates, information on upcoming events, and more on the airnetwork.net. Again, a little bit of surprise around the area as we had second quarter action from Southern Huntington. Southern up big, 20-0 on Juniata Valley. Juniata Valley coming in only with 1 loss on the season, that coming in 7-6 loss, but a big win last week against Williamsburg. So surprise over there in Southern Huntington.
Penns Valley 2 backs in the backfield now. Handed off, and Huntington's right there. And I got a feeling that's Landon Fisher. Yes. Fisher in the tackle as Huntington starts cheating their linebackers up now.
Well, they've got to adjust defensively here somewhere, Jim. Penns Valley just, pretty much took it to them the last couple drives here. So it's adjustment time. You don't have to get down and make a halftime speech, do you?
No halftime speech.
Oh, good. All right, good.
No halftime speech. Huntington with a 4. Mike is up on the line of scrimmage. Huntington is with a 4 front look now. And actually bringing Ian Border up on the left side. There's 5. They're looking to throw. Or the penalty flag is completed, but they blew the whistle before the snap.
And I'm going to say he was wide open because everybody stopped.
Yeah.
But if that wasn't the case, he had 20 yards on everybody else, and that was Jared Hurd down here down the left sideline all alone.
But for about 67
it
yards
would have
for
been,
a touchdown.
but unfortunately, yellow
well,
flag
they crisscrossed out here, and our defenders did not communicate. Now, at the same time, the whistle wasn't loud enough. Because I got this headset on, but the whistle sounded before the snap of the ball. It's illegal procedure against the Rams.
The Rams' first penalty of the evening.
So it's second down. Second or first down?
Remains second down. Wenrick had a 1-yard carry there to begin with, so second down. And
I'm getting old. I can't remember that first down.
It's all right. That's why they pay me the big bucks to do this stuff, right?
Help me out, baby.
Making a living off of this, right?
Second down and 14. Woodford comes over here to the left side. He's one-on-one with Warner. Comes in motion to the left side here. They're going to hand it off up the middle. Huntington meets him at the 36-yard line, a gain of 6.
Dakota Bubb on the carry that time.
So they really showed 4 receivers, but handed off to Bubb. And now Bubb's limping off.
He came into the ball game being Penns Valley's leading receiver, and I'm wondering if he was banged up coming in because he only has 2 carries for 13 yards. He had 292 yards, according to what I found on the internet on Max Preps, and Wenrick only had 60. But tonight, Wenrick with 14 carries and 77 yards and getting the bulk of the calls.
Big down here.
4:05 to go. 19,
it is second and 8.
Yep. 4:05 to go. 19-14. They did.
Well, the sideline guy has third.
He still has third.
I'm not sure.
And we go by the sideline.
Down? Yeah, there was a 1-yard gain on third down.
Yes, it should be third.
And now the officials,
Penns
Valley's calling a timeout. This is sort of we're looking at 3:48 left. If Huntington can hold them, they're going to have decent field position here.
Absolutely.
And they got more than enough time. They got all 3 of their timeouts with 3:48 left in the first half. Huntington's got the 5-point lead at 19-14.
Quick update from Southern Huntington. Junior Valley has finally broken onto the scoreboard. It's now 20-7 in favor of the Rockets down there. Listen to tonight's game again at 11 p.m. on the airnetwork.net. Also look for each Bearcat football game on our front page and under our podcast tab for on-demand listening anytime online on the airnetwork.net. We can't stress enough to thank you for those that are listening out there, including folks like, one of your old junior high coaches, Tom Snare. Tom, if you're out there listening, good to hear from you. Thanks for the story about Jim going up 1,000 steps with Doc Frazier and those little rocks that he wasn't sure about that he had to sit down at a little bit there. That,
the word's out there.
The word was out there. I told Tom I wouldn't sell him out, but, hey, he knew it was going to happen anyway. So
I was dying.
I heard the whole story. It was quite comical.
All right, we bring one. 5 people coming after the quarterback. He's in trouble. And he goes down at the 28-yard line. So a key play there to stop Penns Valley. And now with the loss there, it's going to be 4th and 14 back at the 29-yard line. So Huntington has more than enough time here with the 3 timeouts and 3 minutes left by the time we get the ball to try to do something here to open up this 5-point lead at 19.
Porter and Speck on the sack, so we'll each get a half a sack awarded to them each, and that's a big play for the Huntington defense here with 3:12 to go. Again, 19-14 your score in favor of Huntington. Second quarter action, 3:07.
Tobias punting the quarterback.
It is.
Regulars now sprints back in front. Price. We field it at the 46. He runs left, crosses the 50-yard line, brought down to Penns Valley territory at the 48. So it's first down Huntington at the 49-yard line. with more than enough time, 2:46 left in the first half. And Huntington's got a 5-point lead at 19-14. And now they're going to mark at the 48-yard line.
Give them an extra yard. You got to be careful. Those referees can be sneaky.
I don't know.
That's why you're supposed to do what I do in pencil, but I always do it in pen. You can make a 7 into an 8 real quick on a punt return. So
the ball's
8-yard punt return now for Price.
Ball's on the left edge. We got tight end trips to the wide side of the field here to the right. Hand it off. Back to Glennie. Back to the short side. Gets to the 40, and we got a block in the back or something. Flag goes down. He does make it to the 35-yard line, but there is some laundry on the field. He's going to lay it down where it happened.
Glennie did a nice job there, bouncing around on the sideline, shifting left and right to get about what amounts to about a 13, 14-yard pickup, but it's all going to be
negated here. We're going to have a little break in
so
the action here because of the Penn Valley player down, and the referees have got to talk about this illegal block. There's a push against Huntington. Push in the back by Huntington. But I think when he laid that flag down, they'll mark it from the penalty. Penn Valley player.
It should come from the end of the run. Oh, no. Okay, so the ball's out beyond that. So, yes, it'll be a...
Cameron Clark is limping ever so slightly coming off the field for Penn Valley. He's a 5'11", 200-pound outside linebacker for the Rams. The ball has been brought back 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So you tell me, is it 1st and 7? He got the first down, so it's first down.
Yes, it'll be 1st and 7. That's correct.
It's going to be 1st and 7. Huntington ball at the Penn Valley 45-yard line with a 5-point lead here. Hootie takes a snap, looking to throw. Now he throws down the right side, and it's overthrown. Sellers.
Yep, we're going to have pass interference here. Ball was completely thrown over his head, but Hurd was kind of draped on Sellers there, and he had his hands on him, and that's what the referee saw. And impeding the progress of the receiver, and they're going to call it every time.
A push against Penn Valley.
Oh, they're going to, yep. Be more of a hold than anything else, so it'll be a defensive hold. That'll be enough to give Huntington a first down. It should be a 10-yard penalty and a first down for the Bearcats.
And they'll take that from the line of scrimmage from the 45 to the 35. I can't keep up with the rules anymore, folks. I'm not going to try to predict what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on because college rules and high school rules can change.
Oh, my. Absolutely. Yes. It took me a while when I came back to Huntington to do stats for you to get used to that switch.
We go in motion to the wide side of the field, hand it off the border, up the middle, 35. He breaks free of the tackle at the 30, 25, breaks another tackle, and gets down inside the 20-yard line. Like I said, I go back to the defensive stand Huntington had there when they sacked the quarterback. You're going to get good field position on the punt, more than enough time to put something together. And now the Bearcats have the ball inside of Penn Valley 20-yard line at this 18-yard line. First down for the Bearcats.
9 carries, 95 yards, and 2 touchdowns now for Border.
We have all 3 timeouts, but he won't use them unless he really has to. First down, hand off the Border, the short side of the field. He turns up at the 15, gets down to the 10, pushed out of bounds. They're on the far side of the field, not have no binoculars, folks.
Should be close to 10-yard line here. We'll see where they spot it at.
It is on the 10.
It's on the 10. Another 8 yards for Ian.
Yep. Second down and 2 for the Bearcats. 2 minutes left as Ian was pushed out of bounds. The clock stopped at 2:01. It'll be smart for Coach Hootie not to use any of these timeouts here unless he has to inside of maybe 40 seconds. Ball's on the left hash. We got trips right. We're going to hand it off to Ian to the wide side of the field. He tried to turn up, ran right into the tackler at the 10-yard line for no gain. Number 81 for Penn Valley's
Jacob Duffield won a tackle there. With another timeout here. Looks like it. Another timeout. Don't forget tomorrow, if you're not doing anything around town, it should be a gorgeous day. It's Alumni Day at Juniata College. The Eagles come in to the game 3-0, Jim, playing Franklin Marshall at home in what is a big game for Juniata College. Again, Alumni Day. If you can't make the game, listen to Jim call it on the Juniata Sports Network as he pulls double duty.
Juniata.edu.
Juniata.edu as he pulls double duty. High school on Friday nights for us here at the airnetwork.net, and then calling the college game on Saturdays. But the Eagles come in 3-0 against a very tough and formidable opponent in Franklin Marshall.
And it's been a while. I think we've lost 9 straight to Franklin and Marshall.
Thanks to Huntington Moose Family Center number 223, Brenneman's Meat Markets, Penn Highlands Community College, Huntington Campus, D.C. Goodman & Sons and the Goodman family, the Huntington County Drop-In Center, and the Ike Taylor Show for presenting Bearcat football on the airnetwork.net this season. 1:48 to go, 19-14, and Huntington threatening it at the 10-yard line, 3rd and 2.
Big down here, 3rd down and 2. The ball's resting on the 10. Under center, Hootie takes a snap. We go knock right. He goes to the 8. He's close to that first down. Power play off tackle. I look at this head linesman here on the...
I think he's short.
On the short side of the field on the right side. Referee's looking at it. He's going to call timeout. 1:28 left so he can measure it.
Yeah, and you go for it here, Jim. There's no doubt about that, right? I mean, you're within inches. You 128 aboard. There's no sense.
I don't know if I'd say no doubt about it, but I'd say, yeah, 80%.
I guess the reason why I'm making that call was they had a block extra point here earlier on. It gives you at least a little bit of a doubt as this is pretty much in extra point territory, but we'll see where the change stretches out. It should be a first down. He's right at it. It is a first down. 2 yards and a first down.
Yeah, my point is you still have Ian Border.
Right.
And he'll fight for that yard. It is a first down for Huntington at the Penns Valley 8-yard line. Huntington has 88 seconds left in the half and 2 timeouts. Again, I won't be too anxious to use these timeouts unless you're not happy with the play being called. Hootie's going under center with an I formation behind him. And we're going to hand it off to Border on the left side. He does not get to the 5.
And that's tough stretch. I mean, that's going right against Penns Valley's strength.
Right.
Right up against it. And Ian's a tough runner, but trying to go between the tackles against this big Penns Valley line is going to be
so far I haven't seen much out of that I formation. You can run a sweep out of that I pitch. Good call here of a no timeout. The clock's at 50. Huntington now comes spread out with the Wildcat. The ball is going to go to Border. He gets to the 5, and he stopped at the 5-yard line. And that's going to force 3rd down. Now you want to use one. He does.
There's a timeout used.
Second timeout by Huntington with just under 35 seconds, 34 and a half.
Border
so
now.
It's 3rd and goal.
Give you some updated statistics here for the Bearcats. Border 14 carries, 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hootie with 43 yards rushing. Glennie with 17. Wegelars 21. Hootie 4 on the evening in the passing department. 37 yards. 3 of those pass plays off to Jonathan Price. He has 3 catches for 21. Jarvis Warner has 1 for 16. So I think they're doing a nice job offensively. Again, it was a big defensive stop.
Well, I want to go back to Coach Hootie's game plan, especially on this play. We got 3rd down and goal at the 5, and you can't run right at them.
No, you can't.
They're going to have to go on the ball's on the right hash, so I would anticipate I don't think there's a lot of rocket science involved in this. Pitch to the wide side of the field and stretch their defense out of here.
Finkel back in the ball game too in the fullback position. So we go on a power I again. We are.
Well, we have the tight end to the left side, actually double tight end. So who knows? We may pitch it here. Nope, he fakes it. Deep end zone and knocked down. Knocked down in the end zone. He sort of went with the fake knock right, 6 regular.
Ball intended for tight end Ben Briggs in the back corner of the end zone, but a good job there by the Penn Valley defender to get his head turned around and knock that ball down.
Yeah, Andrew didn't have enough muster on it to get it to the corner of the end zone.
Timmy
Now
Leitner's
fourth
going to
and
come
goal
out.
here. Timmy Leitner will kick a field goal here.
It's like about a 22-yard attempt.
From the right hash.
Well, it should be a 22-yard attempt for Tim Leitner.
27 and a half seconds left. Good snap back. Here's a kick. They got a piece of it.
They did.
And it's blocked. And right now, the special teams for Huntington, that's twice now. We've had an extra point, a field goal blocked. And so with 24 seconds left in the half, Penn Valley will take over, trailing Huntington 19-14.
Listen to tonight's game at 11 p.m. on the airnetwork.net. Also look for each Bearcat football game on our front page and under our podcast tab for on-demand listening anytime online at the airnetwork.net. 24 seconds left to go. Penn Valley going to take over at their own 20, as Jim alluded to earlier. 19-14 your score in favor of the Bearcats.
Penn Valley's going to come out and take a knee here.
Yep, they're just going to end it.
They take a knee with 24 seconds left. They're going to let the first half wind down. So the score here at halftime is going to be Huntington 19 and Penn Valley 14. It was all Huntington in the first quarter, and at the end of the first quarter, Penn Valley's offense got moving, mainly from the running of Colton Renrick. And they scored twice to go ahead to Huntington, 14-13. And then Huntington got a touchdown by Hootie in the second period. And we're going in at halftime with the score. Huntington leading by 5, 19-14.
You are listening to Jim Zauzig and Chad States with Bearcat football here on the airnetwork.net.
Brenneman's Meat Markets are celebrating nearly 70 years in providing Huntingdon County with quality USDA-approved processed pork, chicken, and beef products. Brenneman's has 2 locations in the county where the tradition of the finest meats are found in the region. Stop by Brenneman's Huntingdon weekdays from 8 to 6, Saturdays 8 to 3. Mount Union, open 9 to 5 weekdays and 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Choose specials of $10 to $50 meat packs containing your favorite meats. Or stop by and ask about our select custom cuts, prepared and packaged while you wait. Brenneman's Meat Markets in Huntingdon and Mount Union. Call our office at 814-643-2751 for specials and more information.
Pennsylvania Highlands Community College provides you the option to earn an associate degree, diploma, or certificate at an affordable cost. The Penn Highlands Huntingdon Center, located on Margie Drive in Huntingdon, offers degree programs in business management, criminal justice, liberal arts and sciences, and psychology. Are you ready to take the next step on your career path? Contact Penn Highlands Huntingdon at 814-643-6200 or visit Penn Highlands Community College online at pennhighlands.edu.
D.C. Goodman & Sons and the Goodman family are committed and dedicated to excellence by supporting quality education and athletics for all youth of Huntingdon County. For over 3 generations, D.C. Goodman & Sons and their staff of quality tradesmen have provided excellent service in the installation of plumbing, mechanical and industrial piping, electrical, and fire sprinkler systems. Residential services are also available. D.C. Goodman & Sons and the Goodman family will continue to serve the community, and thank you for your support. The Goodman family wishes you the best to all area students in your pursuit of excellence.
The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223 is the heart of the community. Becoming a member of the Huntingdon Moose enables you to join family and friends who have served the community for over 100 years. Coming up Saturday, October 2nd, the Moose presents entertainment with rock candy from 8 to 11 p.m. Then on Saturday, October 15th, it's Dee Dee and the Pub Crawlers. There's always something happening at the Huntingdon Moose. The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223, serving the community with the best value in town.
I've had trouble with Angel trying to finish high school. He's always struggled through even elementary. It would be frustrating because sometimes I would talk to him and he wouldn't even turn around and look at me. I would ask him, "So you're going to school today, right?" He would say, "Yeah." And then later during the day, I would get a phone call saying he wasn't in class. He dropped off for a whole month. There's a time that I just gave up. I just decided, you know what, I don't know what to do with you. I mean, I pretty much have done everything to try to get you back to school. You know, you feel that maybe you're not a good parent, or maybe you don't know how to fix the problem. I really didn't have many people to look to but myself. Now I think that it's gotten a lot better. Now I at least have hope that he'll finish high school. I can't give up. He's still my son, you know? I can't give up.
Give your teen the boost they need to graduate. Call 1-877-4A-KID or join us at boostup.org for tips and advice. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Everybody, let's go, let's go. Ho, ho, ho. Welcome everyone to West High School Spring Fling. Hey, where we at?
All right, I've gone through all the tracks. Just move through the beats. Do your thing.
All right, everyone, let's hear it for West High's own Brooke Turner, a.k.a. DJ Hook.
Scratching at my first school dance takes confidence. So we're getting into college. I've got what it takes. Okay, I went through the practice sessions. I slept good. I feel good.
We will now begin the test. Please take out your pencils.
I got this.
We're all good at something. Maybe it's breakdancing or skateboarding or video games. Whatever you're good at, you had the skills to make it happen. And those same skills will help us get to college. Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing right now to prepare for college. Start taking the steps at knowhowtogo.org.
I've got what it takes. So do you.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
This is the airnetwork.net. I am Greg Banks, and it's halftime. Bearcats leading Penns Valley tonight at the half, 19-14. Chad States and Jim Zauzig with all the action live from Penns Valley tonight. Thank you to all the Bearcat alum and also the Penns Valley alum who have tuned in because their school put us on their school link. We appreciate that. It's the airnetwork.net, available online in addition to TuneIn Radio, mobile devices, all mobile devices worldwide. This is the home of the Huntingdon Bearcats, whether it be football, basketball, boys and girls, wrestling this season, along with baseball and softball. This is the place to check out the broadcast. Meanwhile, in other games around the area tonight, Southern Huntingdon leading Juniata Valley 20-7. We're heading into the half of that game. If you're a baseball fan, of course, as the Cards start to heat up and the Cubs blow everybody out. Washington Nationals taking on the Pirates at home tonight. Washington leading in the Pirates 3-2. That game, by the way, now in the third inning. Hey, don't forget, if you're a Penn State fan, they'll be traveling to Michigan tomorrow afternoon. That's a 3:30 kick. And I believe that game is on ESPN or perhaps ABC. I believe it's ESPN. Meanwhile, Pitt Panthers traveling to University of North Carolina to take on UNC tomorrow. And the Steelers taking on the Eagles at Lincoln Field coming up on Sunday. That's a kickoff at 4:25. So loads of sports action in addition to Juniata College Alumni Day happening tomorrow at Juniata College. If you get a chance, just check that out. It's going to be a beautiful day. This is a place for, of course, not only high school sports, but we do some national syndicated programs along with the Ike Taylor Show. Of course, Ike Taylor, former Pittsburgh Steeler, two-time Super Bowl champion, joins us every Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. along with John Harris, a columnist from the Pittsburgh area. They are live on the Air Network exclusively worldwide, and then there are other stations to pick us up. That's how that works. In the interim, you can join Chad States along with Dave Shannon, Jimmy Ty from the Philadelphia area, and yours truly, Greg Banks, a.k.a. Steve Austin, on Monday nights at 7 for a live talk show. We talk about the Pirates, Steelers, Penguins, in addition to, high school sports, and Pitt and Penn State, and a whole lot more. It's Monday Night Sports Talk coming your way. Again, this Monday night, our third season, even though we're just moving from the Johnstown area to Huntingdon. Again, kicking it off our last past Monday. So join us for Monday Night Sports Talk again this coming Monday at 7 p.m. exclusively here on the airnetwork.net. Meanwhile, again at the half, Bearcats leading Penns Valley tonight 19-14. We'll update some scores. Stick around. Keep it here as our halftime show continues. Pennsylvania Highlands Community College provides you the option to earn an associate degree, diploma, or certificate at an affordable cost. The Penn Highlands Huntingdon Center, located on Margie Drive in Huntingdon, offers degree programs in business management, criminal justice, liberal arts and sciences, and psychology. Are you ready to take the next step on your career path? Contact Penn Highlands Huntingdon at 814-643-6200 or visit Penn Highlands Community College online at pennhighlands.edu.
D.C. Goodman & Sons and the Goodman family are committed and dedicated to excellence by supporting quality education and athletics for all youth of Huntingdon County. For over 3 generations, D.C. Goodman & Sons and their staff of quality tradesmen have provided excellent service in the installation of plumbing, mechanical and industrial piping, electrical, and fire sprinkler systems. Residential services are also available. D.C. Goodman & Sons and the Goodman family will continue to serve the community, and thank you for your support. The Goodman family wishes you the best to all area students in your pursuit of excellence.
The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223 is the heart of the community. Becoming a member of the Huntingdon Moose enables you to join family and friends who have served the community for over 100 years. Coming up Saturday, October 2nd, the Moose presents entertainment with rock candy from 8 to 11 p.m. Then on Saturday, October 15th, it's Dee Dee and the Pub Crawlers. There's always something happening at the Huntingdon Moose. The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223, serving the community with the best value in town.
Brenneman's Meat Markets are celebrating nearly 70 years in providing Huntingdon County with quality USDA-approved processed pork, chicken, and beef products. Brenneman's has 2 locations in the county where the tradition of the finest meats are found in the region. Stop by Brenneman's Huntingdon weekdays from 8 to 6, Saturdays 8 to 3. Mount Union, open 9 to 5 weekdays and 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Choose specials of $10 to $50 meat packs containing your favorite meats. Or stop by and ask about our select custom cuts, prepared and packaged while you wait. Brenneman's Meat Markets in Huntingdon and Mount Union. Call our office at 814-643-2751 for specials and more information.
I've had trouble with Angel trying to finish high school. He's always struggled through even elementary. It would be frustrating because sometimes I would talk to him and he wouldn't even turn around and look at me. I would ask him, "So you're going to school today, right?" He would say, "Yeah." And then later during the day, I would get a phone call saying he wasn't in class. He dropped off for a whole month. There's a time that I just gave up. I just decided, you know what, I don't know what to do with you. I mean, I pretty much have done everything to try to get you back to school. You know, you feel that maybe you're not a good parent, or maybe you don't know how to fix the problem. I really didn't have many people to look to but myself. Now I think that it's gotten a lot better. Now I at least have hope that he'll finish high school. I can't give up. He's still my son, you know? I can't give up.
Give your teen the boost they need to graduate. Call 1-877-4A-KID or join us at boostup.org for tips and advice. Brought to you by the U.S. Army and the Ad Council.
Everybody, let's go, let's go. Ho, ho. Welcome everyone to West High School Spring Fling. Hey, where we at?
All right, I've gone through all the tracks. Just move through the beats. Do your thing.
All right, everyone, let's hear it for West High's own Brooke Turner, a.k.a. DJ Hook.
Scratching at my first school dance takes confidence. So getting into college, I've got what it takes. Okay, I went through the practice sessions, I slept good, I feel good.
We will now begin the test. Please take out your pencils.
I got this.
We're all good at something. Maybe it's breakdancing or skateboarding or video games. Whatever you're good at, you had the skills to make it happen. And those same skills will help us get to college. Visit knowhowtogo.org to learn what you should be doing right now to prepare for college. Start taking the steps at knowhowtogo.org.
I've got what it takes. So do you.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation, and the Ad Council.
This is the AirNetwork.net. Tonight, Huntingdon Bearcats taking on the Penns Valley Rams at halftime. Bearcats leading the Rams 19-14. We'll have more action coming up next on the AirNetwork.net with Chad States and Jim Zauzig. Keep it here.
softly playing, her lips were gently saying, honey, I love you. She held me in desperation. I thought it was a revelation. And then she walked out. I found love on a two-way street and lost it on a lonely highway. Love on a two-way street and lost it on a lonely highway. Bye-bye, baby, bye-bye. Lost it on a lonely.
This is the airnetwork.net, the home of the Huntingdon Bearcats. I am Greg Banks, a.k.a. Steve Austin, 1972 grad of Huntingdon High School. Glad to have you along. Halftime, Bearcats leading the Penns Valley Rams 19-14. Chad States and Jim Zauzig have more of second-half action coming up in just a few moments. Meanwhile, Southern Huntingdon, last check, leading Juniata Valley 20-7. That game, by the way, at the half. If you happen to have the Mountain Union score tonight or maybe any other area game, hit us up on the Air Network Facebook page. Meanwhile, in the third, Washington leading the Pirates 3-2. The Steelers taking on the Eagles coming up on Sunday, by the way, at 4:25 kick. Penn State traveling to Michigan to take on Michigan tomorrow at 3:30. And Pitt traveling to UNC of North Carolina, University of North Carolina tomorrow. Hey, if you are from the Huntingdon area, Huntingdon County, more specifically, the Huntingdon County Drop-In Center at 512 Washington Street, downtown Huntingdon, will hold this month's Fresh Express food distribution. Now, it's free of charge, no income requirements whatsoever. You can make $100 million. But we have free food given to us from the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank, a huge warehouse that is distributing food to the Salvation Armies, the armories, in addition to perhaps a locale near you. But in Huntingdon, specifically, it is the Huntingdon County Drop-In Center, the distribution point coming up this Wednesday, and always the fourth Wednesday of every month. No income requirement. All you have to do is bring some boxes, register when you get there. We begin things at noon, coming up again this Wednesday. And I specify, more importantly, no income requirement, but also please bring boxes when you come, because they send all kinds of produce, potatoes, you name it. We get it, and we need people to show up so that we can distribute this food. So please help us out. That's coming up at the Huntingdon County Drop-In Center Wednesday, this Wednesday, always the fourth Wednesday of the month at noon. No income requirement. We'll register you, get you signed up, and get you in the line and get you through. All right, it all begins around noon at 512 Washington Street in downtown Huntingdon. Again, last check of that Juniata Valley game, Southern Huntingdon leading the Hornets 20-7. That's at the half. Meanwhile, the Bearcats of Huntingdon leading Penns Valley tonight in that game in Penns Valley with Chad States and Jim Zauzig, 19-14. And don't forget, coming up tomorrow, as we mentioned before, it is Juniata College Alumni Day. Free football game. The Eagles are now 3-0 on this season, and they're playing Franklin and Marshall tomorrow afternoon, kick at 1 o'clock. It's going to be a beautiful day. So if you have nothing else to do, and even if you do, take some time out, check out that football game. It's happening at Juniata College tomorrow. Coming up, we've got second half action of the Bearcat game here on the airnetwork.net, home of the Huntingdon Bearcats. Football, basketball, wrestling, baseball, and softball, and even Little League Baseball this year. We also did Teen League Baseball. We're the home of Huntingdon, the Air Network.
Fingers start shaking. I begin to run. Bullets start chasing. I begin to stop. We began to wrestle. I was on
Now back to more Bearcat football exclusively on the airnetwork.net.
And welcome back to Penns Valley. Your halftime score, Huntington 19, Penns Valley 14. Some first half stats for you here. Huntington rolling up 199 yards on the ground with 32 carries and 37 through the air. Tally 236 total yards of offense. Huntington with 3 penalties and 20 yards. Leading the way for Huntington, Ian Border, 14 carries for 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. Andrew Hootie, 3 carries for 43 yards and a touchdown. Drew Weglar's 2 carries for 21 yards. And Noah Glennie adding 2 totes for 17 yards. Again, Hootie 4 of 5 on the evening for 37 yards. 3 of those receptions to Jonathan Price for 21, 1 to Jarris Warner. For Penns Valley, 18 carries, 88 yards on the ground, and 52 through the air gives them 140 yards of total offense. 1 penalty for 5 yards. Leading the way for Penns Valley, running back Colton Wenrick, 14 carries, 77 yards, and a touchdown. And Dakota Budd for 2 carries and 13 yards. Tobias is 4 of 7 on the evening for 52 yards. The bulk of that being to wide receiver Marcus Woodford, 3 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown. So Huntington outgaining Penns Valley by 96 yards, and they also lead 19-16 or 19-14. So Jim, you're coming out of the half here, and what's the keys to the second half here for the Bearcats?
Thank you. Second half for the Bearcats is defensively. They got to start plugging some holes here. When you're running a 3-4 defense, you better have 3 tough kids there. And they looked good in the first period. And it got the end of the first period. The big line of Penns Valley start dominating our 3 down guys. Now, we brought Landon Fisher, a linebacker, up on the line of scrimmage, sort of made a change there that looked like a 4-3 at the snap of the ball. And they might have to commit, 1 or 2 more linebackers to the rush. And it might be inside linebackers to try to commit them to the Penns Valley rushing game. Because right now, Wenrick is having his own way because he's crossing the line of scrimmage. And he's not getting touched for the first 3 or 4 yards. And then he's breaking some tackles and getting 8-yard carries. Well, he has 77 yards on the game. So I think defensively, that's the first thing Huntington's got to pay attention to. And they will be on defense right away, as Huntington will be kicking off here as the clock winds down to 0. Bearcats are up 19-14 as we're getting ready to start the third period, and we'll be kicking off to Penns Valley.
The score around the area, Southern Huntington continues to lead Juniata Valley 20-7. That game now into the third quarter.
A little surprise score right now at halftime. Tyrone is beating Belfont only 6-0. That's at halftime.
Yeah, and when we saw Belfont played well against Huntington in week 2, so Tyrone prone to turnovers.
There's the kickoff. Going down the right side, our left side, picked up at the 12. We got him pinned to the sideline. He got off the sideline. He got away. We bump him out of bounds to the 43. How do you have somebody pinned right on that sideline? And he was able to sneak up the sideline another 20 yards.
It's kind of hard to see here, but maybe a missed tackle along the way or whatever. But nonetheless, Jared Hurd picking up that ball at the 12 and returning it out to the 42-yard line. That's a 30-yard kickoff return for him. And Penns Valley sets up shop with good field position here to start the second half. 11:52 to go, third quarter. 19-14 your score, Huntington over Penns Valley.
Penns Valley has the ball at their own 43-yard line on the right hash. They're going to hand it off up the middle. We did get an arm on him there for about a yard or so.
Zeb Fowler in there. Zeb Fowler in there with
56
nice,
Zeb Fowler, right.
Good penetration.
Just enough to slow him down so somebody else can get a hand on him.
And they're going to pick up 3.
Gets out to the 45-yard line. 2nd and 8 for Penns Valley Rams. Marty Tobias' son at quarterback at Marcus. I'll get it right. Andrew Tobias. Andrew is a senior, 6'4", so he can see downfield. He's going to take the snap on the right hash. He's looking to throw out here to a man, and we're on right away to the hitch. Hitched up at the wide side of the field.
It's a great job by Alex Mikan and Jarris Warner to sniff that out as they came flying in. Actually might end up losing a yard.
Yeah.
He is. He's going to lose almost 2 on that play. We're going to give him a loss of 1, but that's a loss on that pass play.
It's completed, but like you said, we had Mikan and Warner on him right away for basically no gain. Now it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 9.
Penns Valley
Rams.
2 of 5 on the evening on 3rd down.
Ball's on the left hash, so they go slot to the right, tight end wing to the short side. Now they're running the zip motion this way. They're looking to the short side. Over the middle, nice catch. He's bumped hard.
It's a great catch by Jared Hurd at the 45, but he paid, no pun intended here, he paid the price for that catch. Is
Price.
Number 2, Jonathan Price, all 5'7", 145 pounds of him. Made him feel that one a little bit there, Jim.
He was slow getting up, but he did hang on to the ball. And his first down, a good hard throw by Tobias to the Huntington 45-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Rams at the Huntington 45-yard line. The Rams come out now with the wing to the left. They're going to hand it off to Wenrick up the middle. And he got about 4.
He rolled over the back of his offensive lineman there, number 75, Matt Tobias. Kind of rolled over the back of him, but you're not touching the ground when you're rolling over the back of your offensive lineman, so it's a pick up a 4.
It's the Huntington 41-yard line.
Again, Wenrick running behind this big, powerful offensive line for Penns Valley. Doing what they did in the second quarter. Getting that big push, that big surge.
2nd down and 7 for the Rams. They're in Huntington territory. They're going to go right. Both guards are pulling their wide side. And it is intercepted.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It is intercepted by
Alex Mikan.
Yep.
Yeah. Mikan at the 40-yard line.
My eyes went to the wrong guy, but I thought there was an interception there. Well, he was under pressure. He rolled to the wide side of the field, and we got a hand on him by Newingham before Tobias let it go. And Mikan was in position to make the INT. Good stop by
Mikan's 3rd interception of the year, too. So
9:10 left in the 3rd period. Huntington now with a 5-point lead and possession of the ball. Out here to Warner. 1-on-1. He makes a catch. He makes his fake. He tries to go inside. When you go inside, you're going to, he's out here 1-on-1. He made his fake. When you go inside that guy to try to break free, you're going to run into pursuit. you might want to fake in and go to the sideline. And if you're going to try to beat them with your feet, beat them to the sideline and up the sideline.
Pick up the 3 on that pass play.
2nd and 7 for the Cats at their own 44-yard line. Ball's on the right hash. We got tight end trips to the short side of the field. Hand it off to Border. He does get to the sideline, try to head up. And they're going to call him for horse collar.
That's what it's going to be. It's not for a late hit out of bounds, folks. That's for the horse collar tackle. That's exactly right.
He pulled his jersey off of his shoulder pad. So he goes out of bounds at the Huntington's 47-yard line. And we're going to add on.
Yep. It has nothing to do with anything out of bounds at all. It has everything to do with the way he was brought down.
15-yard penalty from our own 47. So we're going to get inside of Penns Valley 40-yard line before he sets that ball down.
That's a big penalty right there. That's one that you. Sometimes those tackles are hard to avoid. You know, you're getting in there, you're throwing your arms out, and you kind of just grab the shoulder pads and pull them down from behind, and that's a no-no at all levels, I believe, at this point in time.
So ball's on the 36-yard line of Penns Valley. Huntington has the ball on a 5-point lead. We got a slot to the left, hand off the Border. Cannot get into second gear. Making the play there is number 66 for Penns Valley, Jared Bressler, 6'4", 240 senior. And Bressler beat his man and got in the backfield.
It's a 2-yard loss for Border on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 12.
Matt Sellers brings in the play for Huntington. Huntington breaks the huddle. Ball's on the right hash. We got tight end wing to the short side here on the right side and a wide slot to the left side. We're going to run a flanker screen. Complete at the 30. 25, 20. Price at the 15. He eludes another tackler at the 10-5. He is stripped from behind in the goal line. It's a touchdown. A flanker screen to Jonathan Price. And that's a play from the old days. We ran that flanker screen a lot.
That's a play from the old days, is right, and it's a great call in that situation, too. Penns Valley completely caught off guard. The middle of the field was wide open once he caught that ball. As everybody was selling in towards the run, Price a couple jukes, and he's off to the races, 39 yards.
That puts Huntington up by 11 as Timmy Lightner, they block another one. And right now, our extra point team is not doing a job. Now, Tim did not get that ball up, but there are still blue jerseys in his face when he made contact. So, on the block extra point, Huntington is up by 11. 25-14 with 7:32 left in the third period.
Thanks to Huntington Moose Family Center, number 223, Brenneman's Meat Markets, Penn Highlands Community College, Huntington Campus, D.C. Goodman & Sons and the Goodman family, the Huntington County Drop-In Center, and the Ike Taylor Show for presenting Bearcat football this season on the airnetwork.net. So, Jim, that's a 3-4 play drive right down the field. Huntington up 25-14 now, 11-point lead. And, you know, that's 2 blocked kicks at this point in time.
Three.
Now, well, 3 because the partial on the field goal as well. So,
right.
So now, if this game gets close, you really have to change your way of thinking here, and the fact that you're going for it, whether it be on 4th down and a kicking situation, or even going for 2 from this point forward, moving throughout the game
if
here.
you're Penns Valley, you're down 11, and my math tells me it's an 8 and a 3. So if Penns Valley scores, I would suggest Penns Valley going for 2, so they now know we need a field goal or we need a touchdown. Here's a kickoff, rather deep, down to the 15-yard line. They're setting up a right return out to the 25. And there's a fumble. And the Huntington sideline, we're on the opposite sideline. There is a fumble, and it is Huntington. And it looks like number 14,
Dylan Newenham,
on the recovery of the fumble.
Wow.
And a big change of events here. We've got momentum on our side, 11-point lead, and the ball is on Penns Valley 30-yard line. Good teams will cash those turnovers into points. 7:23 left in the third period. Huntington got a break there on a fumble on the kickoff. And the Cats come out with an I formation under center. We're going knock left with Border. He breaks it to the 10, 5. He's in 40 yards. Ian Border. And right away with the turnover, the thing you worry about if you're on the Penns Valley side is their heads are down, and they did not answer the cry on the first down. And Ian Border goes 40 yards for the touchdown, and the Cats just opened this lead up now to 31-14. Right now, Mike Hootie's not confident with our extra point team. And forget about the differential. We might as well go for two here.
And that's what I was alluding to earlier, that with Penns Valley blocking 3 kicks already in the ball game, you go for 2. It's a 30-yard run for Border, bringing his total to 139 yards and 3 touchdowns on the evening.
That's right. The ball was on the 30. Not bad. We're under center. Border, tailback behind Finkel. We go knock right. Border fighting to get in. And he does get in on knock right. Just a power play off the right, off tackle. So a big turn of events here for the Bearcats here in the third period with a 46-yard screen pass and now a 30-yard run by Border, all within about 2 minutes.
And now Huntington out to a 33-14 lead, 18 seconds between those two scores, and that's what a touchdown deep in your own territory is going to do. And now Penns Valley really has to come out. Jim, I think they've got to come out and they've got to start throwing the ball across the field. You really don't have a choice. Their ground game, while effective, really not with any breakaway type of opportunities. Wenrick did have the one touchdown for 20 yards in the second quarter, but nothing really over 14 yards, and that's 8-6-4. So as I'm looking down through their rushing yardage, really not a lot of breakaway opportunity. They're going to have to try to get back into this game through the air. Tobias and Woodford, it's a good hook out there. All things are possible here. Hurd, we see he has big play capabilities as well. So Huntington to kick off, 7:14 to go, 33-14 lead now.
So 2 quick scores by Huntington opens this game up to about a 19-point lead for the Bearcats. As Timmy Light getting ready to kick off. It's a long one down to the 15-yard line. Again, we got him pinned to the right sideline. He breaks back into the 45, the 42 to 45, and pushed out of bounds. And the kickoff team not doing their job. And Penns Valley will have field possession at their own 40.
The one thing I'm not keeping track of is, return yardage for Penns Valley, but, a third of the game is special teams, and Penns Valley is winning the special teams tonight. Whether it be on the block kicks or the returns or whatnot, they are winning the special teams.
Good returns.
Yeah, they've had great returns. Unfortunately, that's just not enough to be able to.
Marcus Woodford falls on the right hash. He's a flanker on the right side. They're going to hand it off up the middle. And Wenrick does get to the 50-yard line, crosses about 2 feet into the Huntington territory. Colton Wenrick now Colton's out of the big game. And number 25,
Dakota Bubb
comes into the game, and he's the leading rusher.
He is the leading rusher. So maybe Penns Valley saw something on film that they thought Wenrick could be the better back tonight. Not sure. But Wenrick, the 17 carries, 86 yards, and that touchdown in the second quarter.
Second down and 8. Now Huntington loosening up. They're going to send 4 the handoff, trying to get outside. Met there by Drew Weglars, and I think Finkel was nearby, and Warner was there also. Andrew Finkel, a sophomore, getting some quality time here tonight, both on the offensive side and the defensive side.
He's a tough cookie. There's no doubt about it. I had the opportunity to coach Andrew for 3 years in baseball, and he's a tough cookie. He's a rare breed. I'll say that, too. He's a rare breed. Third down here for Penns Valley.
3. Shotgun with an H-back there. We're going to follow the H-back up through there. And it is a first down for Bub. We got 4 yards to the 41. First down for Penns Valley. I was in a game like this 10 years ago, and we gave up a touchdown, but Indian Valley took 9 minutes off the clock.
Yep.
I said, well, I'll give you a touchdown. You're going to take 9 minutes off the clock.
Well, and I think that's what we're seeing out of the Penns Valley offense is the quick strike capability. I really think they've got to go to the air here soon. 5:20 to go.
They have Woodford here on the left side. He hands it up again to middle to Bub. Bub gets to the 37-yard line.
We got
a
late flag. Late flag coming in. You're right.
He got about 3 or 4 more.
About a 4-yard carry to the 37, but we'll see what the flag does here to Penns Valley.
Huntington 33, Penns Valley 14. We're 5:06. Penalty left in the third period. The penalty is against Penns Valley.
I didn't catch what that was, Jim. Did you?
It was holding right at the end.
Block in the back is what they're going to call. So that's a 10-yard penalty.
So that brings the ball back to the 49-yard line. First down, Penns Valley with it'll be first and at 17. If they took that from the spot of the foul. Ball's on the left hash. First and 17 for Penns Valley. They got slot to the short side. They go motion away, and now they got Woodford one-on-one. They're going to run a screen to the short side of the field. He's got room. Bub gets to the 40-35, brought down by 3 Huntington tacklers. Well set up that time. They ran a slot on the wide side in motion on the short side, ran a slot in motion to the wide side, and then came back to a halfback screen to the short side.
On a 14-yard pickup there for Bub to buy 74 yards.
Still 4 yards short of the first down.
Still 4 yards short.
Second down and 4 for Penns Valley. We're approaching the 4-minute mark left in the third period.
Tobias 7-11 for 74 yards on the evening.
Ball's on the left hash. They come in motion to the short side of the field. Tobias looking over the middle. Nice throw completed. The 22 brought down immediately by Finkel, but it is completed to the 23-yard line. Good throw by Andrew Tobias.
But even a great tackle by Andrew Finkel. I mean, he caught the ball and he stuck him right there.
Right.
So no chance of him doing anything of turning up the field, and the clock is still running.
Yeah,
and that's against Penns Valley's
secondary. You keep telling them no yak yard. Every now and then, a good quarterback is going to complete passes, but you don't give up yak yardage. There's a snap back, first then no flag. There is a flag.
That's going to be defensive encroachment. And for those of you out there that don't know what yak yardage is, that acronym stands for yards after catch. And Hurd did not get any off of that. What we did see, a perfect example of that was what that little slip screen to Price earlier on, at 39-yard touchdown. It's only an 8-yard pass, but it's 31 yak yards, that you don't want to give up in your secondary.
I was going to explain yak yards.
I took care of that. That's all right.
Quick on it.
I'm trying to.
Take the pressure off of them.
Yeah. You're not the lone wolf here, so it's all
right.
good.
First and 5 for Penns Valley at Huntington's 17-yard line. Handed off up the middle. Wendrick spins out of a tackle. Finkel does hold on to the tackle, but it's down to the 12-yard line, and it is another first down for Penns Valley. They put together a drive here.
He's down. He's not getting up now, but Wendrick does a great job of keeping his legs constantly moving.
It is a little toasty out here. They don't keep their fluids. And I got a feeling it is a little bit of a cramp here for Wendrick. But the ball's on Huntington's 12, Penns Valley. Down by 19 here, but they can get it back. So a 2-touchdown game. Timeout on the field. 3:13 left in the third period. Huntington 33, Penns Valley 14.
Listen to tonight's game again at 11 p.m. on the airnetwork.net. Also look for each Bearcat football game on our front page and under our podcast tab for on-demand listening anytime online at the airnetwork.net. Score from To the western half of the state, Johnstown leads Richland 33 to 6.5. I'm being told that the Trojans have 3 Division I commits and are undefeated thus far on the season. So Johnstown having a good start to the year at this point in time with some big-time notable players that are getting it done for the Trojans.
Penns Valley comes into this game 1-3. They opened the season with a non-league game, losing to Marion Catholic 27-24. Then they played a tough game against Clearfield, losing 21-7. Then they went to Bald Eagle, beat Bald Eagle 41-18. So they got their offense going against Bald Eagle, winning 41-18. And then they lost last week to a very good Central team. The team that, even though they have a loss and Clearfield doesn't, Central's still going to be the team to beat in this district.
I agree with that. I just got a feeling you replay that game, Central wins that one too. But they have an outstanding defense on their hands, and Clearfield has big play capability, so they're always one play away from doing something.
But they got that win over Central, and that might be enough for the league. But I got a feeling you get the districts. Well, Clearfield's not gonna see Central.
No, different classifications.
1st and 10, Penns Valley at Huntington's 12. They go motion to the short side of the field. Tobias takes it, hands it off to the right side, and finally, then it's Finkel that came in and leveled everybody. He sort of basically had a scrum there at the 10-yard line, and all of a sudden Andrew come wheeling in there and just put everybody down.
That's what a good, strong safety does, is they take care of the running game. They'll make sure that they, throw their body in there with reckless abandon, and 3-yard gain for Bub.
And Colton Wenrick is now being escorted to the bench, and he's got issues with his leg, and now Bub is going to be the running back for the Rams. They fake it to him. They're going to run a fade in the end zone. Caught, touchdown. Right over Warner, never looked back. Nice pass and catch to
that's Woodford. Marcus Woodford, 9-yard touchdown.
He didn't have stats coming into this. As I understand, he had 4 wisdom teeth taken out, so he might have missed a couple games. But Marcus is the guy that you got to stop, and the Cats
He's wearing
haven't
that
done it.
number 17 for Penns Valley, much like Ben Alexander did just a couple years ago. So that's a dangerous number for the Penns Valley. Yeah, or a year ago. That's right.
With that touchdown, it's 33-20. 2:07 left in the third period. Penns Valley's coming out of the huddle, trailing by 13, and they will go for 2. And they're going with a tight formation with a wing and an H-back. That's a shift. Yeah, and it's against Huntington. 2 guys, I'm not going to say went in motion because it's not motion. They just shifted from the left side to the right side, and Huntington jumped. Now the ball's down at the 1.5-yard line. So it's just a shift by Penns Valley. Nothing illegal on their part, but Huntington jumped. 2:07 left in the third period, and now on the extra point, Penns Valley has it at the 1.5-yard line. Again, they come out with a very tight end right, tight end left with an H-back and a wing. Now they shift to the right. Huntington adjusts. Snap the ball back, hand it off up the middle, nothing. He's reaching.
Great job.
They just tried up the middle against Huntington's defense, but the linebackers for Huntington were there, Newingham and Fisher, and that front 3, Speck, Kaufman, and Fowler, were able to stop the extra point. So we're at 2:07 left in the third period. Huntington's 33, Penns Valley 20.
Join us Mondays at 7 p.m. for another season of Monday Night Sports Talk on the airnetwork.net. Join myself along with Greg Banks, Dave Shannon, Jimmy Ty, as we discuss the Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, Pitt, Penn State, and more from the world of sports each week exclusively here on the airnetwork.net. Another score here, Jim, real quick. Southern Huntington 20, Juniata Valley 13 in the fourth quarter. So Juniata Valley, after spotting Southern 20 points, is climbing back into this ball game. 20-13 again in favor of Southern Huntington. Here, 2:07 left to go at Penns Valley. Huntington with a 13-point lead over the Rams, 33-20.
Well, Huntington at halftime had a 5-point lead, and within here in the third period, within 30 seconds, we scored 2 touchdowns. We scored a touchdown on a 46-yard screen to Price, and then on the kickoff, they fumbled it, and one play later, Ian Border went 30 yards, and all of a sudden we had 14 unanswered quick points. Open up the game a little bit at 33-14. But the Rams keep chipping away to try to get back in the game. They got a touchdown here, and it's 33-20. Watch this kickoff.
Woodford to kick, and
it's
going
a
to squib it.
squib.
They go out of bounds.
It's going to go out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So the ball will come out to the 35-yard line for Huntington. Huntington's got a 33-20 lead here in late in the third quarter. Like in the old days, you had choices. I'm not sure if they have that anymore.
To make them re-kick, or is it just an automatic? You take it at the 35. No, look, there's your answer to your question. They're going to make them re-kick it. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty.
I remember those old days.
You do. You're not too far removed from
we
it.
made Central Cambria kick over again, and Ben Gibney took it back for a touchdown.
That was
Crazy Ben.
You had Crazy Ben. You had some good returners back in the day.
5-yard penalty. So they'll kick again at the 35-yard line. So the question is, can we get the ball out past our 35-yard line to make this a good decision? Deep is Price, and that's Wagner. Price and Wagner are deep. 2 and 3. Woodford kicks off. Line drive right to Price, or to Wagner. 35. He's looking for room. Oh, he almost tried to break that tackle. So we did get the ball out past the 35 to the 36. So it turned out to be a 1-yard gain on that decision when the ball was kicked out of bounds. So Huntington takes over first down at their own 36-yard line.
Again, as we look around tomorrow, Penn State at Michigan. Might get to see John O'Corn, former Huntington Bearcat, playing in that game, as Michigan is heavily favored against the Nittany Lions, and Pitt travels to UNC. If you're not doing anything around town in Huntington, there's a little bit of a good ball game at Juniata College as Juniata faces Franklin Marshall.
F&M comes in 2-1, Juniata 3-0. Huntington has the ball on the right hash. It's zipped to Price to the wide side. He's all the way to that sideline before he can turn it upfield. And he does turn it upfield for 4 yards, possibly 5.
I think they're going to mark him out right at the 40-yard line. 4-yard gain for Jonathan.
So Jonathan had to get it all the way to the wide side of the field before he could turn it up.
Huntington now with 235 yards on the ground and 80 through the air.
235.
235 on the ground. Ian Border, 17 carries, 139 yards, and 3 touchdowns, leading the way with the Huntington ground attack.
Border on the right side of Hootie. Hootie's just going to follow Border on a knock-off tackle right. He crosses the 45 in the first down marker and comes down at the 50-yard line. And the officials are going to say he crossed into Penns Valley territory by 6 3/4 inches.
And we still count that to 50. Statistically, it's a 10-yard carry for Andrew, 4 carries, 53 yards, and that 22-yard touchdown in the second quarter for him. The Huntington ground attack continues on. That is their 10th rushing first down on the evening, 15 total for the Bearcats, 10 on the ground.
1:30 left in the third quarter. Huntington has the ball at the 50-yard line. Ball's on the right edge. Border is on the wide side of the field. Now Price goes in motion to the wide side. They give it to him on another zip. He turns it up 50, 45, 40 down the left sideline, and now he's off. He beat his man, and he's going all the way with no laundry. Price got vertical down there on the Huntington sideline and tight-roped it all the way down for a touchdown.
Well, they're doing exactly what you said that they needed to do at the beginning of the ballgame, and that's run away from those big defenders that Penns Valley had, and you can see them. They were trailing him. He hits that sideline. He's speedy and fast, and that's a 50-yard touchdown for Jonathan Price.
You try to make Penns Valley run sideline to sideline, and some of those big guys get tired, and the pursuit wears down as the game goes on. And there's a little bit of a breeze, but it's still a pretty warm evening here. Huntington going for two, handed off the border off the left tackle. He is in. And now a late flag.
We'll see what this is about. They have an official. There's the official word that he got.
He's in. It's probably after the play. Late hit or whatever.
That'll be assessed on the kickoff.
Exactly. So the extra point is good. The extra point is good. Huntington now goes up by 3 touchdowns at 41-20. So Huntington's just not confident enough to kick the ball right now. It has nothing to do with Timmy Leitner. It's our extra point team has not been keeping Penns Valley off our kicker, and they blocked. They've got a hand on 3 different kicks, extra point or field goals. So Huntington's gone for 2 a couple times, and now they got it back at 41-20. The penalty will be against Penns Valley here on the kickoff, so the ball's on the 40.
Huntington now with 295 yards on the ground, Jim, and 4 touchdowns and 5 touchdowns. So, again, exactly what they wanted to do with the football was not just get it to the outside, but a good ball-controlled offense. 295.
Like I said, they're kicking off from the 40. Now they mark off 15 yards against Penns Valley. So Huntington will kick off from Penns Valley's 45-yard line. So he should be able to put this in the end zone.
Penns Valley's 5th penalty for 50 yards. Huntington has 4 for 25, and you should see the first touchback of the year for Huntington kicker.
A lot of people might try to squib it and pin him inside the 20. But right now, I don't think we have any faith on our kickoff coverage team.
I'd bury it deep in the end zone and let them start the 20. Kick us as far as you can, Timmy.
Yes. The Bearcats are up by 3 touchdowns, 41-20. But their Achilles heels show up every now and then. He drills it into the end zone.
That's
like
what you wanted to do.
Exactly. So the ball will come out to the the 20-yard line. For Penns Valley, the Cats have a 41-20 lead with 1:08 left in the third period.
And news from Southern Huntington, JV has just now tied it up. So it's 20-20. Hornets and Rockets with 4 minutes left to go in the game. JV and Southern tied 20-20.
JV battled back after being down 20-0.
Yep. So hats off to the Hornets for scrapping their way back into that game as they try to have one loss on the year. That's a 7-6 loss to Mount Union.
Penns Valley, shotgun snap. Handed off to Bub up the middle. We hit him. He's trying to bounce off of tackles. He won't go down. He does get, he got 7 yards out of that.
He's going to get about 5. It's going to be out to the 25-yard line. But again, we're going to end or get close to ending the third quarter here. Tick, 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 and
out to the 25, 2nd down and 5 for Penns Valley. They'll probably get one more play in before the quarter comes to an end.
I think
big part of this second half was
they'll have to snap it.
2 plays there that were almost back-to-back for Huntington. Got them 14 points real quick. Taking advantage of a turnover by Penns Valley. 2nd down and 5. They go in motion to the wide side of the field, which is the right. He fakes it. We're going deep. We're going to Woodford. Good hit by Warner. Woodford had it on his fingertips, but when Warner came down on the tackle, was able to strip the hand away from the ball, and it goes down as an incomplete with 11 and a half seconds.
And that's just a simple, fly pattern right there, right down the left sideline. That's open all game long. Warner didn't even turn around to look at the ball at that point. I mean, as a defensive back, you've got to give a look. But on the same token, Woodford has 2 steps on him and hit him in the hands, and he dropped the ball. So 11 seconds left to go here in the third quarter.
3rd and 5. Huntington with that 3 front. They get a linebacker right up in the line of scrimmage. They go in motion to the wide side. We're sending 6. They got a screen here to the short side of the field. Out to the 30, the 35, 40, and knocked out of bounds. He got the first down. Nice little screen set up by Penns Valley. Set up very well, and it's set up at the right time because Huntington was sending 2, if not 3 linebackers. And now there's nobody at the linebacker level that's looking for screen, and Penns Valley executed that very well.
It's a 17-yard pickup for Penns Valley. 3 seconds left to go here.
First down, Penns Valley at their own 42-yard line. 41-20. Bearcats are up by 3 touchdowns. Penns Valley breaks the huddle. Ball's on the left hash. And Woodford is on the short side of the field here, 1-on-1. They hand it off up the field to Bubby. Cuts back. Got 8 yards before being brought down by Mike at the 50-yard line. And it won't be hard to move the ball here. The third quarter comes to an end. The ball is on the 50-yard line.
That's a new ball carrier there, Ryan Ripka. Your score at the end of 3, 41-20, Huntington over Penns Valley. You're listening to Bearcat Football on the AirNetwork.net.
The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223 is the heart of the community. Becoming a member of the Huntingdon Moose enables you to join family and friends who have served the community for over 100 years. Coming up Saturday, October 2nd, the Moose presents entertainment with rock candy from 8 to 11 p.m. Then on Saturday, October 15th, it's Dee Dee and the Pub Crawlers. There's always something happening at the Huntingdon Moose. The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223, serving the community with the best value in town.
D.C. Goodman and Sons and the Goodman family are committed and dedicated to excellence by supporting quality education and athletics for all youth of Huntingdon County. For over 3 generations, D.C. Goodman and Sons and their staff of quality tradesmen have provided excellent service in the installation of plumbing, mechanical and industrial piping, electrical, and fire sprinkler systems. Residential services are also available. D.C. Goodman and Sons and the Goodman family will continue to serve the community, and thank you for your support. The Goodman family wishes you the best to all area students in your pursuit of excellence. Now back to more Bearcat football exclusively on the AirNetwork.net.
Welcome back to Penns Valley. Score Huntington 41, Penns Valley 20. Penns Valley with a 3rd and 3 from their own 49-yard line.
Ryan Speck on that last tackle for a -2. Ball's on the 49-yard line of their own 49. They're down to 5 seconds on the play clock. I don't think the quarterback sees it. 2-1. And now Penns Valley has to call timeout because it is 3rd down and 3. They did not want a 5-yard penalty. So the Rams will use their first timeout of the second half with Huntington leading here 41-20.
And I just start to wonder, Jim, when are they really going to start to air it out here a lot? You're down by 3 touchdowns, 21, 11 minutes left to go. I got to believe that the ground game has to be a second thought at this point in time. We've seen Woodford flying down the field here. I mean, he gets 2 steps on everybody. So, if I'm Coach Tobias,
threat, but if you're Penns Valley, you just start throwing underneath here. Because if Huntington's linebackers are cheating up there to stop the running game, you may have something at 10, 15 yards downfield. What will be interesting, there's still 11 minutes left in the game, that if we stop them here and make it 4th and 3, do they start rolling the dice? Meaning, will they punt it or go for it? If they go for it and don't get it, they're basically throwing the towel in because Huntington has momentum. We'll see. It's 3rd down and 3 for Penns Valley. Ball's on the left hash. They come in motion to the wide side. He's looking to the wide side out here. He's got his man. He breaks the tackle at the 47. He still fights to get across the 40 to the 38-yard line. Nice pitch and catch by Tobias and wide receiver number 86.
Jared Hurd, 12
Jared
yards on that pass completion. And a first down for Penns Valley.
Hurd is a leading pass catcher.
Tobias up
Good
to
for 232 yards.
Tobias up to 125 yards now on the evening. It's their 7th first down by pass.
First and 10 at the Huntington 39. Like you said, they're looking to throw. He has his man. Nice throw over the middle. Nice catch by Woodford at the 20, and he gets wrestled down at the 12-yard line. Great pitch and catch by Penns Valley of Tobias and Woodford. He caught that on the tips of his fingers. So Penns Valley is in the red zone now at the Huntington 12.
Penns Valley 2 for 2 already in the red zone this evening. Yes, I do keep track of that stuff too.
Ball's on the right hash. Tobias looking right into the end zone. And he caught it at the 10, only for about a 2-yard gain.
Nick Kubalak in his first catch of the evening.
Yep, we're at 10 minutes left. As Penns Valley finishes, if they finish this drive off, we might want to have our hands team ready. The ball's on the right hash. The pass was only complete for 2 yards. Ball's on the 10. Second down and 8. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. Ball's on the right hash. Like I said, they go in motion to the wide side. They got twins out there. Hand it off up the middle to Bub.
He's in. Touchdown.
He's in, and they never called that on the quarterback. The quarterback just grabbed a hold of Speck. But Bub went in for the touchdown. 41-26. You might want that hands team ready because right now, Huntington, the way they've been running the ball, they could take about 4 or 5 minutes off that clock. 41-26.
And they are going to kick.
So they're down 15. That makes it 14, yeah. Don't make it any tougher on yourself. Just kick it. Good kick. Woodford, the receiver, is also their kicker, and he nailed the extra point. So we're looking at 9:35 left in the ball game here at Penns Valley High School. The score is Huntington 41, Penns Valley 27.
Thanks to Huntington Moose Family Center, number 223, Brenneman's Meat Markets, Penn Highlands Community College Huntington Campus, B.C. Goodman's and Sons and the Goodman family, the Huntington Drop-In Center, and the Ike Taylor Show for presenting Bearcat football this season on the airnetwork.net. 9:35 to go, fourth quarter. Again, 41-27 in favor of the Bearcats, a 14-point lead. And we'll see what Coach Hootie has in store for Penns Valley, but I got to believe it's a good dose of outside running here for the Cats coming up.
9:35 left. I would not, if you got confidence, I'm thinking in terms of Penns Valley. If you have confidence, you can get a stop here pretty quick and just go ahead and kick the ball off. A lot of times in this situation, my eyes are focused on the opponent's sideline. Is there any body language telling me there could be an onside kick? Like I said, there's 9.5 minutes left. More than enough time if you're Penns Valley that you can score twice. Huntington is cheating up there with 4 at the 50-yard line, and we got 5 more cheating up inside or outside the 30-yard line at the 34-yard line.
Woodford set to kick off.
And deep for Huntington is Price and Wagner. Here's a kick. And he does try to onside kick it. Get away from it. You better fall
on it. Huntington touched that ball.
Yeah, they got it too.
Yep, they did get it, but that ball hit
Well, the
somebody's
ball
foot
hit.
down there.
Yeah, the ball hit at the 48, and then took a roll toward that 50. And number 60 recovered it for Huntington.
Landon Fisher.
What happens is the closer that ball gets to the 50, Huntington's got to react and fall on it. One guy missed it, but Fisher was there. So Penns Valley did try to get the onside kick and almost got it. At first, it didn't look like it hit. It just kicked it about 6 yards. It did take a roll to the 49, and now Huntington has to fall on it.
And that's something that's not easy for a high school kicker to do. And Woodford actually did that pretty well. I mean, that was close.
Ball's right on the 50-yard line, 9.5 minutes left. Huntington has the ball. We got trips to the wide or short side of the field. Fake a handoff to Price. We come back to Border. He runs his man over to 46. Yeah, he is adjusting.
Tristan Kleinfelder might feel that one tomorrow morning.
He's adjusting his face mask. And that's a hard-earned 5 yards for Border to the 45. So they come back to the short side of the field after we ran motion to the wide side. Back to Border off tackle. And if you're going to tackle Ian, you're going to pay for it.
Yeah, it was shoulder pad to face mask there. And 5 yards for Ian Border.
Ball's on the left hash. Trips right, handed off the Border. Up there, he found a seam, and he's off. 30, 25, 20, and he's going to coast into the end zone for a touchdown. I can't remember the last time the punter was on the field here.
It's been a while.
Touchdown, Huntington. That's 47-27.
I'll tell you the last time that we had a punter on the field was whenever Andrew shanked that 7-yarder there early on in the second quarter. That's been it. So that's a 45-yard touchdown run for Ian Border.
How many yards does he have
He's
now?
got 189 yards on 19 carries, and that is his 4th touchdown of the evening.
4th touchdown, and he'll be past 200 before this game's over. 8:43 left. Huntington up by 20. And again, they just do not trust. Huntington's going to go for 2 here. They don't. It's not about the score. It's more about Hootie's just going off tackle, and he gets in. This follow Border up a knock right with the quarterback, and I really think it's not about the points. It's all about
That's right.
Hootie just lost faith in his line on the extra point team, and so Huntington has to go for 2, and they go ahead 49-27. With 8:40 left in the ballgame.
And while he doesn't have trust on that, you've now put up a 4-score situation at 22 points now. So you have to, Penns Valley now has to go for 2 themselves at some point in time to be able to climb back into this.
Exactly.
So while the decision is made for you because Penns Valley is able to block the kicks, you've now 2-pointed your conversion back into a 4-point score or 4-point.
Well, if you're a Penns Valley person, you don't want to do that until you have
That's right.
Get 7, and then an 8, which isn't going to happen. But I like to do the math.
That's why I haven't calculated
we had a math issue last week, Juniata and Gettysburg. Gettysburg had the ball. 2:23 left in the ball game. No timeouts. Or Juniata had the ball. Now they're going to try to run the clock out. But they're over there. I'm in a booth doing the math, saying, can we take 4 knees and the game be over? And I'm doing the math on the air, and here the Juniata coaches are doing the same thing on the sideline. Here's a kickoff, fielded at the 15-yard line, dropped. Now he picks it up, and there's 5 Huntington guys around him. Newingham is one of them, and number 60 is Fisher. Oh, I take that back. Number 20 is Adam Yoder on the tackle. Just dropping that ball allowed 5 Huntington guys to get through and surround him.
I'm reading this right. It's going to be party time in Orbazonia and a little bit of sorrow in Alexandria. Southern Huntington has defeated Juniata Valley 23-20. So
a little bit of an upset there.
A little bit of an upset there. I don't think many people saw that one coming.
Was Southern 1 and 2 coming into the game?
I think so.
All right. Huntington by 22 points here, 49-27, 8.5 minutes left. They hand it off up the middle. Bub breaks it, gets out to the first down marker, about 11-yard gain to the 31-yard line. And like you said, now that they're down 22, if you want to take 4 or 5 minutes off the clock and run the ball, we'll give you 6 points.
Have at it.
Have at it. Gain of 13 on the play by, it was Bub.
That was Bub.
Ryan Ripka has also got a couple carries. Yeah, there's a Dakota Bub. He hands it off to Bub again up the middle. And he gets out to the 34-yard line. 2nd down and 7 for Penns Valley. We're now under 8 minutes left in the ball game, and the Juniata is playing tomorrow. Huntingdon is playing tonight, and they're up by 22 points.
Same town, different teams.
It's
a good training.
I covered that.
That's right. But same town, different teams.
2nd down and 7 for the Rams. And where is Woodford? He's rolling right away from him. Throw over here. Overthrows his man. The leading receiver is 86 is Jared Hurd, but he overthrew Jared. Clock stops on that incomplete pass. 3rd ineligible downfield. That'll back him up. That loss of down?
No, shouldn't be. Should not be a loss of down.
So that penalty will take him back. It'll still be 2nd down. Ball goes back to the 30-yard line.
6 penalties, 55 yards now for Penns Valley. Huntingdon only, just right, 4 for 25. So, again, a pretty mistake-free ball game for the Bearcats.
2nd 11. Tobias puts his man in motion and got tripped here to the wide side, or the short side of the field. He's thrown out here to a bubble screen, and he breaks a tackle at the 40, and Huntingdon pushes him out of bounds with Price and Finkel. Good job by, as the game goes on, I'm starting to like Tobias's arm because for a while there, I didn't think he had enough zip on it, but he's thrown with some confidence now. And it is a 1st down out to the 42-yard line. 1st down, Penns Valley at their own 42-yard line. Ball's on the right hash. We got a slot to the short side of the field here. And Tobias is looking. Now he throws a long bomb. Overthrew his man by 8 yards.
They weren't on the same, maybe 18 yards on that one. Hurd and Tobias were not on the same page. As Hurd cut off his route and kind of curled back, and Tobias thought he was on a fly pattern, and it wasn't there.
But Andrew definitely had some zip on that ball. Nice, tight spiral. So as the game goes on, I know it's going to be tough for Penns Valley to come back from 22. But Tobias looked good throwing the ball there. They're going to have to throw. They're going to try to get anything here late in the ball game. Ball's on the right hash. Tobias looking for a screen. Throws incomplete to number 11, Nick Kubalak. And Nick wants to know, is that supposed to be to me or the halfback?
Tobias, 14 of 21 for 165 yards and a pair of touchdowns, both of those going to Woodford.
Yeah, Kubalak was standing right there with his halfback. And he's right in front of the Coach Tobias's sideline. And said, well, who's supposed to catch that? Because we're both here. So now it's 3rd down and 10 for the Rams at their own 41. They're going to hand it off up the middle. And Bub has some room to the 45, but Huntingdon quickly jumps on him. What looked like he could have had some territory to run. Huntingdon was quick on him at the 46, and it forces a 4th down and 6. 4th and 6, and now you're at the stage of the game. There is no punt.
No, there is no punt at all.
6:40 left. 6:40 left in the ball game. Huntington 49, Penns Valley 27. And Penns Valley with a 4th and 6 will go for it here.
And it looks like they're going to call a timeout.
Mike it out there. It looks like Andy Young. He's got Andy Young's number, and this has Andy built the way Andy was back in the day.
Big, tall Mike checking in at, 6'2", 200-pound junior.
Timeout by Penns Valley here. Obviously, if they're going to try to scare Huntington here in the last 6.5 minutes, they need to do something here in 4th and 6. So next week,
Huntington travels to Juniata.
Oh, 2-away games in a row.
Yes, Juniata, and then Penns Valley will travel to, let's see here, where are they going?
They're going to Phillipsburg.
They're going to Phillipsburg. They're going to Phillipsburg, Osceola. So
Huntington goes to Juniata. Yeah, Huntington will finish up 3 out of 4 games. Will be at home. So 2 back-to-back away games here, Penns Valley, and then down to Juniata High in a non-league game. Penns Valley comes back on the field, ball's on the left hash. They got slot way here to the right. Andrew Tobias takes a snap. He's looking to throw. They got a draw play. It's intercepted right there by Border, and Border catches it and goes in for a touchdown.
It's a 31-yard interception
Tobias
return.
Stands there and looks.
He's stunned.
He might have waited a tad too long. The screen was there. Huntington sent him. But we had our hands up in the air. It may not have been Border who deflected the pass, but the ball was deflected right up in the air, and Ian Border was one of the guys right there by the quarterback, and he caught it. And Andrew Tobias just looked at it, and before he could react, Ian Border was gone for the touchdown. Touchdown, Huntington. How many yards was it?
31.
31 yards on that. What was an attempt for a screen pass?
Yep.
I think he might want to try for one now, just see if his line will do the job. But all you're doing now is you're inciting Penns Valley people. Hand it off to Border up the middle. Falls short. I understand that you don't want to kick it, but at this stage, it's 55-27. Let those guys try one more time, see if they can keep Penns Valley out. The extra point's no good. 6:17 left in the ball game. Huntington 55, Penns Valley 27. There are no punts in this game.
They're not anymore. That would be vanquished at this point in time. Again, listen to tonight's game at 11 p.m. on the airnetwork.net. Also look for each Bearcat football game on our front page and under our podcast tab for on-demand listening anytime online at the airnetwork.net. 6:17 to go, fourth quarter action, 55-27 in favor of the Bearcats of Huntington. A Major League Baseball score for you here, Jim. Nationals 3, Pirates 3 in the 5th. So,
okay.
So while they're still 2 teams going in opposite directions, it is tied up.
Well, they're not going in opposite
directions. They are. One's going home and one's going to the playoffs. That's opposite directions, Jim. That's the way that goes. One's winning a division, the other one's 20 games back. But with that said, they're 20 games back of maybe one of the best teams I've seen in Major League Baseball in a long, long time in the Chicago Cubs. They are put together. There's no doubt about that.
Pittsburgh only has to play the Nationals and the Cubs and the Cardinals. Here's a kickoff out to the 10. Woodruff gets out to the 30, 35, 40, 45. And Woodford is pulled out of bounds.
I do believe that Steve Gibney is not going to be happy with his special teams this evening. No. He's going to be...
and Penns Valley isn't doing anything tricky. They've been running right all night.
That's exactly right.
On the kickoff return, they've been going right.
Nothing extravagant about what they're doing, but they will have some work to do.
55 points to overshadow that. So the Pirates tied at 3-3, huh?
3-3 in the 5th. Okay.
And I know their Scherzer won't be pitching against them.
No, that helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
But sure. You said that pretty quick. Said that pretty quick. That's exactly right.
Yeah, they only have to play 3 games against the Nationals. 4 against the Cubs.
You know,
and go out to St. Louis for 3.
And Jim and I have joked years about, you know, baseball and, you know, me being a National Standing Yankees fan and him being a Pirates fan. But, you know, with that said, you know, the Pirates it's not going to be Bucktober this year. But I really think that if they are able to solidify that starting pitching next year with Tyon and Cole and Chad Kuhl and Glasnow, you've got some 4 rock solid starters there to build on, and that's what it takes to be a great Major League Baseball team. So, you know, while I like to joke with you about the Pirates, I really think there's good things to come for them in a couple years down the road here.
Motion to the right. Tobias looking to throw. Now he's one up. It's up for grabs and caught by number 11, Nick Kubalak at the Huntington 30-yard line. And now Tobias hurt his ankle. Well, to finish that thought, you're in the same division as the Cubs. That means, for the most part, you're looking at a wild card situation if you can't beat the Cubs.
Injuries
right?
can happen.
Now,
Injuries
what happens?
can happen.
Who are you going to pitch? They still need a number 1 guy, unless they think they have that number 1 guy.
I think they do. I think they have that. I think they have that with Tyon. I really, really do.
Yeah,
Tyon was the second pick overall, right behind Bryce Harper in that draft. So you're not picking him to be a 2 or 3 starter. That's for sure.
Folks, we have the freedom to talk baseball right now because Tobias is sitting down at the 40-yard line with an injured ankle. Either that or cramps, but Tobias is sitting there with 6 minutes left in the ball game, and Huntington is up 55-27.
And another score that
I
like to know. I really like the studio rubbing this in as I just got the score: Toronto 5 and the Baby Bombers, the Yankees 0 in the 5th. So my hats off to our guy back in the studio for really making sure that I knew that score as well. And yeah, if you want to talk baseball anytime, Jim, we're online Monday nights.
I'm telling you, Greg,
you're
trying to catch the Cubs, and they're going to start winning this division for the next couple of years, like 10 or 12 games. Then you're looking at a wild card. You better have that one wild card pitcher.
Justin Sands warming up here, junior quarterback for Penns Valley. You hate to see this as Andrew Tobias coming off the field. Just an outstanding night. We'll total up what he had done.
Yeah, once he decided to throw the ball, he was throwing a nice ball.
15 of 20,
guys,
15 of 23 for 199 yards and those 2 touchdowns for Woodford. So, you know, you hate to see anybody get injured here. And Tobias having a really nice evening. And
Andrew's sitting on the bench right now with the trainer. And looked like an ankle, but the clock's running now. We're under 6 minutes left. Huntington's got a rather comfortable lead at 55-27. Trips to the wide side. Now they go in motion. There's a penalty. Yep. We had trips to the wide side, and he turned it upfield too quick. The man who went in motion, he got to the short side of the field, and he turned it up too quickly. Good call on that side of the field there. So the ball comes back to the 35. 1st and 15 now for Penns Valley with 5:39 left in the ball game. And I was offered to go to see Currensville. I'd rather be right here.
This is huge point explosion that we have out here. I'm starting to run out of room on my scoring sheet.
Other than that shank punt, I can't remember a punt.
Tobias was the last one to have a punt for Penns Valley, but for Huntington,
roll to the wide side. He's looking to throw. He tucks it away, and Huntington hits him at the 35. He goes down at the 32. Doesn't get back to the original line of scrimmage.
So that will
be 3rd and 12.
That will count as a sack. No doubt about that because he's not back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, he did cross the line of scrimmage.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he would have. You're right.
That was 1st and 15.
You're right. You are right.
It's about time I said something.
You are right. You are right on the money with that.
We're approaching 5 minutes left in the ball game. This game's stretching out here, isn't it?
Long trip
My
back.
wife will be sound asleep. There's a snap back. He's looking to the wide side. Has his man, but we're on it right away. Good pass and catch for about 4 yards from the 30-yard line. But Huntington was right there. No yak yardage there by Warner. And Jarris was right there. He almost was about a half step. He made a good break on the ball. But a half a step behind, and the kid was able to catch it. And again, every now and then, your opponent's going to, will complete some passes. You just make sure they don't get any yardage afterwards. Got a double slot now, third down. They go in motion to the wide side. And again, he's turning it up too quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, he goes in motion to the wide side, and he stepped up too quickly. This is not the Canadian Football League. Or what do they call it, the indoor arena football?
Yeah.
So 3rd and 15 now it goes back 5 more. All right, take that back. It was 3rd and 9. Now it's 3rd and 15. 3rd and 14. 3rd and 14 for the Rams. We're approaching 4 minutes left in the game. And the Bearcats are comfortably ahead at this point. Trips to the right. He fakes a handoff. Pass over the middle. Dropped. But immediately also the receiver was dropped by Wagner.
That was Wagner, number 3.
Wagner hit him again right away. Good job by the secondary.
That's Jacob Wagner, sophomore, 140-pound, 5'7", 140-pound. That's the brother of John. That's the younger brother of John.
But Jacob made sure he wasn't going to hang on to that.
Yeah.
As soon as that ball hit his hand, went through his hands, but he hit him. And now it's 4th and 14 for Penns Valley at Huntington's 34-yard line.
Got to believe
and they got to get down to the 20.
Yep.
Snap back. Looking to throw to the wide side. Got his man out here. Incomplete. On the coverage was Alex Mikett. And the Bearcats will take over in their own territory at the 34-yard line.
Got to believe at this point you're going to see some fresh shirts coming in for Huntington. I don't think that your regulars are going to be carrying the ball at this point in time. It's just.
Yeah, 12's coming in for Huntington. All right, Kosik's
should not be Kosick because he just had shoulder surgery. So if it is,
I saw 12.
It is 12. It is number 12. That is
Ryder Kosick is that shotgun quarterback right now. It's not Border. It is Border. And Border's and Sweet. And he got 12 yards, crosses the 45 to the 46-yard line. You got about 12 on now. Now where is he? 2:01. And now Border is out of the game. Huntington slowly but surely putting some wider jerseys in the game. Ryder, quarterback. Ball's on the left hash. Trying to hand it off to Finkel. Roll right on an end sweep, but he can't get upfield. -3 for Andrew Finkel. 3rd down and 14. 3rd and 14. We're at 3:17 left in the ball game. Few more people entering the ball game. Like we said, Huntingdon Bearcats will go to Juniata High.
Juniata High. That'll be confusing for you. You call Huntington Juniata and Juniata Juniata. And that's
the day before I go down to Johnson.
So if you hear Juniata, you're not going to know whether he meant Huntington or not next week, guys. So that one might really be worth listening to.
2nd and 14 for the Bearcats. Kosick, the quarterback. Coming high motion. Hand it off to the wing, which is Noah Glennie, but he is hit right there at the line of scrimmage. Maybe got one to the 42-yard line. 3rd down and 13 for Huntington. The clock's running. We're at the snap of the ball. We'll be at the 2-minute mark. So with this win, Huntington will go to 2-3. Get down to Juniata High and beat them, make it 3-3. And now you're back into the playoff picture. Maybe not in the league, but in the districts. work your way up the standings, point wise. Play clock is at 8. Ryder takes a snap. He has to pitch it to Glennie, and they're in Glennie's
Not going to be good yardage there for him.
No, number 25 for Penns Valley is Dakota Bubb.
10-yard loss for Glennie.
So on that, Huntington's punt team will come out.
So here's a punt.
So we do have a punt.
We do have a punt.
We're at 1:14. The clock is running. Rudy getting ready to punt the ball.
And you just let it, you let this go all the way down, take the 5-yard penalty, don't you?
28-point lead. Just punt the ball. Oh, they just made a substitution while we're waiting. High punt. It's going to come down at the 35 and take a Huntington bounce down to the 27-yard line. First down, Penns Valley at their own 27-yard line, 41 seconds left in the ball game. Just look at the subset. I don't see any line driven. The officials are talking. 41.8 seconds left in the ball game. Huntington 55. Penns Valley 27. Like I said, very few punts here. Well, basketball, you say, why don't you just swallow the whistle? You know, football, just eat the flag. My wife's expecting me.
It's going to be a while.
I know. We got guests at the house.
Yes, and my wife is probably well asleep at this point in time on the couch, so I'll see you.
Penalties against Huntington, so they're marking it from where the punt went out of bounds at the 27 and march it out to the 43. 28 to the 43. If you're going to check my math.
I'm not.
Tom Shear on the sideline, former Indian Valley coach, now Marty Tobias' defensive assistant. So a lot of fresh white jerseys in the game for both teams. Snap back, a handoff to number 35, and Huntington's all over it. First met by big number 89.
Dylan Steiger on the carry.
Ben Briggs on first on the tackle. Sort of arm tackled that. Ben's 6 foot. He looks bigger than 6'3". I'll have to ask Coach Payne, does Briggs play basketball?
He does not. He's a football, baseball player only.
Football, baseball.
Football, baseball.
2nd and 9. Handed off up the middle. Not quite to the 50-yard line. That might do it. It does do it. So the ball game is over. Huntington comes up with a big, it's still close there in the third quarter when Huntington scored 2 quick touchdowns. 46-yard screen pass to Price. Then on the kickoff, they fumbled it. And one play later, Border had a 30-yard run to make it 33-14. And from that point on, it was catch-up for Penns Valley, and they couldn't quite do it. And the final score is Huntington 55, Penns Valley 27.
And you are listening to Chad States and Jim Zauzig and Bearcat Football on the airnetwork.net. We'll be back in a moment.
Pennsylvania Highlands Community College provides you the option to earn an associate degree, diploma, or certificate at an affordable cost. The Penn Highlands Huntington Center, located on Margie Drive in Huntington, offers degree programs in business management, criminal justice, liberal arts and sciences, and psychology. Are you ready to take the next step on your career path? Contact Penn Highlands Huntington at 814-643-6200 or visit Penn Highlands Community College online at pennhighlands.edu.
Brenneman's Meat Markets are celebrating nearly 70 years in providing Huntingdon County with quality USDA-approved processed pork, chicken, and beef products. Brenneman's has 2 locations in the county where the tradition of the finest meats are found in the region. Stop by Brenneman's Huntingdon weekdays from 8 to 6, Saturdays 8 to 3. Mount Union, open 9 to 5 weekdays and 9 to 2 on Saturdays. Choose specials of $10 to $50 meat packs containing your favorite meats. Or stop by and ask about our select custom cuts, prepared and packaged while you wait. Brenneman's Meat Markets in Huntingdon and Mount Union. Call our office at 814-643-2751 for specials and more information. D.C. Goodman & Sons and the Goodman family are committed and dedicated to excellence by supporting quality education and athletics for all youth of Huntingdon County. For over 3 generations, D.C. Goodman & Sons and their staff of quality tradesmen have provided excellent service in the installation of plumbing, mechanical and industrial piping, electrical, and fire sprinkler systems. Residential services are also available. D.C. Goodman & Sons and the Goodman family will continue to serve the community, and thank you for your support. The Goodman family wishes you the best to all area students in your pursuit of excellence.
The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223 is the heart of the community. Becoming a member of the Huntingdon Moose enables you to join family and friends who have served the community for over 100 years. Coming up Saturday, October 2nd, the Moose presents entertainment with rock candy from 8 to 11 p.m. Then on Saturday, October 15th, it's Dee Dee and the Pub Crawlers. There's always something happening at the Huntingdon Moose. The Huntingdon Moose Family Center 223, serving the community with the best value in town.
Now back to more Bearcat football exclusively on the airnetwork.net.
And welcome back to Penns Valley as we wrap up a outstanding Huntingdon Bearcat victory, 55-27 over the Penns Valley Rams. Huntingdon will move to 2-3 on the year. Penns Valley down to 1-4. Some statistics for you as we look at the Bearcats. Border with 20 carries, 201 yards, 4 touchdowns on the ground, and also added a 5th touchdown with a 31-yard interception return. Andrew Hootie, 4 carries for 63 yards. And Jonathan Price, the other leading carrier for Huntingdon, 3 carries, 55 yards, and a touchdown. Hootie, 6 of 7 on the evening for 80 yards and a touchdown. That touchdown going to Jonathan Price, who had 4 catches for 60 yards. As you look at Huntington's totals, 348 yards on the ground and 80 through the air gives them 428 yards of total offense. For Penns Valley, getting it done on the ground was Colton Wenrick, 96 yards and a touchdown. Andrew DeBias having a great evening before he got hurt, Jim. 15 completions, 23 attempts. He had those 2 picks, the one with Border there at the end really hurt him, but 199 yards and 2 touchdowns. Both those touchdowns going to senior wideout Marcus Woodward. He had 6 catches for 97 yards, along with Jacob Hurd for 6 catches for 39 yards, as Penns Valley ended up having 170 and 203 is 373 yards of total offense. So in a 55-27 game, you're going to see some yards out here. And that's exactly what we ended up seeing. So as we put this one to bed, your final thoughts?
There were a lot of yards.
There's a lot of yards.
The punters hardly were used. I think Huntington used it twice, maybe 3 times. That's about it. But, yeah, it was a good win. I got 55 points. But the big part of it was when Huntington scored a touchdown, and then on the kickoff, Penns Valley fumbled it back. We ran a screen pass, scored a touchdown on the kickoff. They fumbled it back to Huntington, and immediately Border ran, 30 yards for a touchdown. We got 14-point lickety-split, and now that opened the game up, and it was all catch-up for Penns Valley the rest of the way. Good win for Huntington, because Penns Valley has been giving some teams a rough go here in the early going. But when the dust settles, we're 2-3, and we're going down to Juniata High next week. If we 3-3, we're coming back home for 3 out of the final 4 games.
And we'll if we look at one of the keys to the ball game that I see, Jim, no turnovers for Huntington tonight. So that's absolutely huge. Huntington penalized 5 for 30 yards, and Penns Valley taking 8 for 65. So if you play mistake-free football and limit your penalties, good chance you're going to win a football game, and that's what we saw. So
Yep.
All right, your final score here from Penns Valley, Huntington 55, Penns Valley 27. You've been listening to Bearcat Football on the Air Network. Good night, everybody.
Tonight's Huntingdon Bearcat football presentation has been brought to you by Huntingdon Moose Family Center, 223. Brandman's Meat Markets, Huntingdon and Mount Union. Penn Highlands Community College, Huntingdon Campus. And by D.C. Goodman & Sons and the Goodman family. Also by the Huntingdon County Drop-In Center and the Ike Taylor Show Wednesdays at 8 p.m. exclusively on the airnetwork.net. Join us again next week for more Huntingdon Bearcat football here on the airnetwork.net.